What's up, everybody? And welcome to the WAN Show. We've got a great show lined up for you this week, but it is a sad day.
Yeah.
Today, we found out that AnandTech has been shut down. And I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to, we'll do a quick rundown of exactly, what went down. There's been some commentary from Dr. Ian Cultus, who formerly worked there. And I think it'd be kind of cool for us to, all kind of talk together about what that site meant to us and how it's impacted our journey in tech. Because it really, for those of you who are relatively new to the scene, it really was a big deal back in the day. Not so much these days, and I guess that's why it's dead. In other news, the Telegram CEO was arrested in France. This blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. We'll be talking about that. What else we got?
We've got a fake person, a well-known activist that might apparently not even be real. So that's
seems like some pretty hedged wording
it's
here.
Almost certainly not real.
It looks bad.
And speaking of hedged wording, a new version of Windows unlocks crazy Ryzen performance boost.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe they should have.
Oh wait, there's a blurb. Oh, I guess I do it after the intro. The show is brought to you by MSI, Antlion Audio, Pulseway, our chair partner Secret Lab, and our new laptop partner, LG. Always love me some LGs, and now Luke and I each have one. They sent over these new Gram Pros for us to use, and we finally have matching laptops. They're thin, they're super light, especially for being 17-inch, and they're packed with some pretty darn good specs too. You can learn more about them at the link in the video description. Yep, we got some Mexican G's right here. LGs. Oh, by the way, I guess this is the part where I should probably do a framework sponsor disclosure.
Oh.
Hey, look, LG, the amount of conversations people have had about the laptops that we've used over the years when they weren't sponsoring the placement, they can deal with this one being a little awkward to start. Don't worry, I'll do a really professional job the next time.
Okay.
Why don't we jump right into our headline topic today? AnandTech has shut down. They've announced that the company will cease publication after 27 years. 27 years?
Pretty crazy.
I'm feeling old.
That's a good reason to feel old.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought it was 27.
That I started reading AnandTech when it was like pretty established, and it was 2003 or something. 2002, I don't know. Yeah, like 2002 was probably when I started avidly reading AnandTech. The good news, there is a small silver lining here. The website will remain publicly available, and the AnandTech forums will remain active, or at least as active as they are.
For now.
As far as I can tell, I saw a comment that there's no way to register on the site right now. I don't know if that applies to the forum, but comments under the articles, you apparently can't register, but people who have accounts can still comment. So we'll see how long that keeps going.
Forum lasts.
Forums are tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough time to be a forum. Anyway, the site was founded by Anand Shimpi in 1997 when he was just 15 years old. It was purchased by Perch in late 2014 when Shimpi retired from journalism to join Apple. Then in 2018, it was sold alongside other Perch-owned properties like Tom's Hardware to British publisher Future plc. Former AnandTech senior editor Dr. Ian Cultus has released a video on the closure in which he expressed that AnandTech had been in decline for some time. It's an astute observation. We did need Dr. Cultus to come in and pull out his monoscope and have a look at it, or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean
definitely.
that's absolutely the truth. It's okay. We're going off script now. AnandTech was seriously like one of my half a dozen bookmarks in my browser. Like
Yeah.
for me, it would have been.
Dude, Linus. When I first met Linus, if he wasn't working on a video for some reason or working at NCIX or whatever, and sometimes even when he usually had an AnandTech open.
Yeah, like
literally all the time.
It was like my home away from home. Like I had my email, I had NCIX and the forum. I had separate bookmarks for each, just in case I needed to shop really, really fast or go to the forum really, really fast. I had Extreme Systems. I had AnandTech. I had Red Flag Deals. At some point when I was doing a lot of trading, I probably had like my heatware in there. That was it. That was like my entire internet world. There were other sites that I read. I read Hard OCP, I would pop into Tom's Hardware every once in a while. There's an Extreme something.
This is an interesting
Guru
one.
3D. I liked Guru 3D.
This is an interesting one that I've been seeing a lot of. Phil H in chat said, "I'm amazed that Tom's Hardware will have outlasted AnandTech, as that place has been an ad-infested monstrosity for about a decade, but it somehow keeps going." And that is how.
Yeah, one of the things that Ryan Smith, who was the current editor-in-chief at AnandTech, said was that they were given the latitude to run the site the way that they wanted. I mean, I'm not sure that I entirely buy that, because the AnandTech that I used to read 10 years ago did not have nearly as much like clickbait garbage on it as the current version of the site. But they might have been trying to, at least editorially, I think is what he was trying to say. Editorially, they were able to run the site the way that they wanted. And I guess that should give you guys some idea of how difficult it is to run a site that is not just churning out AI generated or even just AI assisted lists of products that the writer has never actually ever set their hands on. Let's see what else. In Dr. Cuttress's opinion, so coming back to our notes here, this was the result of the gradual attrition of key staff members who left as AnandTech's corporate owners pushed towards more commercial topics that they weren't interested in writing about. I suspect it's a little more complicated than that as well, but I mean, I'm sure that he keeps in touch with folks there from time to time. What few new people were coming into the company weren't sufficient to replace those who left, leading to a negative feedback loop of declining capacity and scope. This then led to declining reinvestment on the part of AnandTech's owners and lower pay for freelancers. Cuttress also said that additional layers of management made communicating these issues upwards increasingly difficult. I can tell you as an outsider, the main issue for me was that I just wasn't really interested in what they were covering. And I don't know how much of this is topic choice and how much of this is how challenging the space has become. Like there's not as much kitschy, interesting stuff these days. Like I could see if I was shopping for an AIO cooler, like this is fine, I guess, but clearly almost no one cared. But like, what is this thing? The number of like random small form factor computers from brands that I'd never heard of. That
got the most comments outside of the AMD Ryzen launch of anything that I'm seeing on the front page so far. Oh no, you got to scroll down a bit though.
Like, what are all these coolers? Like, was that the only thing that they still had a test bench for? I mean, and it's not just recent. It's been for a very, very long time that I just haven't been able to get into the stuff that they've been reviewing. And you could see, like, when there's something interesting to write about, they're still getting engagement. I mean, I'd be a little more interested in this than I think 16 comments merits. It's kind of cool, but it also kind of doesn't really matter. It's a power supply, and the things are on the edge, and it's going to probably be like kind of okay-ish. It's probably not going to be the best one. Like, I guess there's just so many known quantities these days. This was another thing that I had noticed with AnandTech over the years was like Enermax. Who cares? It's not 2003 anymore. Enermax is such a small player in the enthusiast space these days in terms of how the average gamer might perceive them. They just haven't kept up. And to be clear, I'm not saying EnterMax is not a valid brand or that EnterMax makes a bad product. That absolutely is not what I'm saying.
The brand
I'm saying
doesn't carry a lot of clicks by its own.
That compared to 2002, 2003, when it was AnandTech, EnterMax, and irrelevant, right? Like before OCZ like stormed onto the scene, before power supplies were a twinkle in burned out,
yeah, sure,
fizzled out. Anyway, and before power supplies were a twinkle in Corsair's eye, EnterMax was hugely important. And it's like, why are you guys reviewing 2 EnterMax power supplies in a span of a month? So there were times when, I wouldn't accuse AnandTech of, pay for play, especially because I read Ryan's article and he said that they were left to their own devices editorially. But I would see stuff like this. What is the Geekom A7 mini PC and how could I possibly care about this? How is that out of all the bazillion things that you could cover, the thing that you want to cover? I guess it's a pretty easy category to cover.
Is it also like who they have? Like someone likes doing those and specializes in those, so they're just like it's freelance writing?
I don't know, man. Like this is a tough one because like on the one hand, I hear something like that and I go, well, management needs to manage that person. They need to kind of work with them to develop an interest in something else, something that is commercially viable. And in the case of AnandTech, I'm not even saying like, hey, they should just do the most mainstream stuff. I mean, that's never what the site was. Commercially viable doesn't mean that it has to be what ThinkGeek, what was that? Lifehacker, like back in the day. It doesn't have to be what Lifehacker is doing. It doesn't have to be the most mainstream thing or The Verge or whatever else. It could be a deeper dive, but it needs to be a deeper dive into not the I don't know. Here, I'm still scrolling here, so I'm gonna go back to that last one that I was picking on. Whatever that
like I think
weird thing
when
was.
I look at that writer, Ganesh TS.
Yeah.
When I look at that writer, it's a lot of these types of things. So I feel like this might be a freelancer who's just interested in these types of things. I don't know if it's a management situation.
But then the other side of it is like, as someone who works at a place, is it not worth considering if the work that you're doing is commercially viable and will continue to keep you gainfully employed? And maybe this is like old-fashioned or something, but when I was at NCIX, I worried a lot about the value of the work that I was doing. Like, I know you're the same way. If it didn't feel valuable, not only did I not feel personally fulfilled by it, but I was stressed by it.
Well, yeah, because you start to wonder, like, if the walls start to crumble, are you the easiest thing to drop?
Yeah.
Right? So you question the value that you're bringing. You
don't have to be the most valuable member of a team, but you never want to be an obvious place to cut.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I look at a lot of the editorial decisions that were made in terms of what to cover and, what was taking up space on the homepage. And it doesn't surprise me that readership fell.
P-Kinetic says, if you're a freelancer, do you care? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you like your freelance checks?
Do you still have
Where do they come
job?
from?
Yeah. Yeah. It still matters.
And it's like your portfolio, right? Like if my portfolio, and to be clear, I've never met, I've met Ryan. I haven't met, I don't think, certainly I haven't had a long conversation with anyone else who's on the AnandTech team right now.
To be super clear, I'm not saying it's this person's fault.
Yeah, and it's absolutely nothing personal, but like, as a freelancer, wouldn't I want my portfolio to be someone that I send it to wants to read?
And it's possible this person did and might have wanted to do something else, and they had them on the team as a like mini PC person or something, and that's just what they wanted.
Yeah, but then that's a management issue.
I do agree.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, as a team, you got to kind of at some point look at what you're doing and go, hey, is this valuable? Is this moving the needle?
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said for, the integrity of, being interesting and passionate about something and single-mindedly pursuing that, regardless of, whether your particular art, because I don't see writing a review as a purely scientific endeavor. I think that there's an art to making it engaging and making it accessible and making it interesting.
I think as well, like looking at this, not gonna lie, I think it's just there isn't interesting things. Like they're releasing so many articles.
Yeah.
The stuff's just not there.
Yeah, and there was some stuff that I was looking at. I hate to pick on Ganesh again because it's like SSD reviews, like portable SSD reviews. And I'm like, really? But then SSD reviews were one of the things that AnandTech really set themselves apart from. Like
when I was learning how to test SSDs, I read a lot of AnandTech articles.
Anand's original review of the X25 series was what ultimately drove me to get super into them and pay a bunch of money to get them for myself, which is why I made videos.
Is this going to be your
this?
Big...
That I got called out for SSD versus hard drives and SSD buyer's guides and stuff like this.
You got called out for it?
Yeah, because back then people didn't get it because they thought that it was all about boot times. So that was why I came up with this idea of putting together a bunch of practical tests to show people that it wasn't just boot time. So I would do application launches and game loading and stuff like that. And I did a side-by-side drag race. Because a lot of the marketing from the SSD makers and from the system makers was just boot times, and I was like, well, that's stupid. You don't boot up your computer very often. No wonder people think these things are stupid, because you got to understand back then the price was so high for an SSD, and we were so used to waiting around for our hard drives that it felt like people called me shill. They called me ignorant, they called me whatever. They called me all kinds of things for saying, hey, no SSDs. But it was actually Anand's coverage that got me really interested in them and got me really excited about them.
I really think, though, that there's content on here that they're doing just because they need something to fill the pipeline. Like power supplies, there's a lot of them. They're not super interesting to all the viewers, but there's a ton of them, so they can fill the pipeline. Coolers, I don't think their cooler reviews are getting a ton of traffic, but there's a ton of coolers, so you can make a lot of topics.
Part of the issue, I haven't actually thought about AnandTech in so long because I just stopped reading because it got really boring. But part of the issue is that they're still doing a really old school style of article. They're reviewing a cooler. You don't review a cooler anymore. You round up a bunch of price comparables. And they did roundups back in the day, but maybe the issue is that they just don't have the budget and time for it, right? We don't know all the constraints.
An interesting, let's just have a business meeting on the show.
Oh.
Why are we doing that then?
So the idea is that, to power supplies, are you talking power supplies specifically?
Everything.
So the idea
right now, because not a lot of people go to the website. Now we have mice, keyboards, graphics cards, power supplies.
So I think that we definitely need to figure out what our focus needs to be, but I can tell you that the reason that we started with power supplies was it's supposed to be something that we can automate to a significant degree. I don't know how deep you want to get into this business meeting.
But sure, I don't know.
The representations to me about the degree to which they could be automated have been very different from how the situation actually is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we haven't really talked about this much, but Luke is the interim head of the labs right now and has been doing a deep dive into how things are going over there. And why are we doing power supplies? Public service. Well, I need something that starts with a U. Undertaking.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, because there's
the
like,
reason. I want to know which ones are bad, Luke. When we do a budget build guide, I want to know if it's going to blow up. Okay, here's something you can't put a price tag on. We did a video recently where
Let me finish. Yeah.
We did a video recently where we bought systems from people on Facebook Marketplace. We bought 3 systems for $900. And in one of them, they used a Game Max power supply. Now, in the old days, I would have said, I've never really heard of these guys. They don't seem particularly reputable. But I have nothing to say positive or negative from my own personal experience about the quality of this unit. Thanks to LTT Labs, I was able to say the Game Max products that we've tested have failed our testing. This is not a reputable brand. That knowledge has been now passed to the 1.5 million or so people, or 1.1 or 1.2 million people who watched that video. And we wouldn't have known unless Lucas did his fine work that he's doing.
Not me.
Yeah. Lucas. The tall one.
Yeah. Very tall, very smart.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Yeah.
If Lucas hadn't done his work, and I believe Oni did the write-up for that one, yep, and if Sammy hadn't, worked on how the visualizations for these things work, if those people hadn't done that work, we wouldn't know. Because who is out there testing this stuff? Because it's not profitable.
Well, AnandTech.
Well, they weren't. They didn't test any Game Max anything. They just test Thermaltake and Enermax for some reason.
But here's a conflict of interest problem though. We're continuing the business.
What about
meeting.
Linus's framework power supply investment?
That's not what I meant. PSU linked. No, that's not what it's called. PSU Circuit. Hold on.
All right, we're on your laptop.
You're not in charge of labs now, are you?
There's been conversations around this because this is PSU Circuit, right? And some of these don't get very many views. And now it has been discussed that this is supposed to be just like, again, a community service thing. So, okay. But it has also
not
been
community
stressed,
service. Neither of us has been convicted of a crime as yet.
Oh, no, you can do... Can you do that without?
Well, I think
it would be called volunteering, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think the connotation of community service is that you had it coming.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Because people have been pointing at things like the Seasonic Focus GX750 and going like, okay, this is not the launch. So the launch one got 10K and then they got 2K after that for a little bit, and then they started faltering. Sama, no one cared.
That Seasonic did pretty good.
But this one did pretty good. And then after that,
Yep. So it's going to have to be a mix. It's going to have to be a mix of, basically, it needs to be a mix of the things people are buying,
but then
the things people shouldn't be buying.
But this Sama one has gotten some flack. This is internal business meeting. You guys are here as an accessory.
Yeah, we thank you for being an audience.
Thanks for attending.
Yeah, this is actually really efficient because we're able to host a video while also having a conversation that we would have had to have anyway.
Yeah. So this one, there's a lot of reasons to test this one. One of them is that it's the logo and stuff makes it really feel like it's a Seasonic power supply. So it's tricking some people. So by getting the information out there, making it very searchable, all that type of stuff, we're still fitting that category. But then this is getting negative flack because it didn't perform very well. So it's like we have to try to weigh...
are we getting flack because we covered it?
No.
Like internally, people are questioning why we're bothering.
Well, with the whole channel, but also specifically with that.
It's going to have to be a mix. We're going...
But then we can't...
Yeah.
If it has to be a mix, then we can't stress the performance of the individual videos and the performance of the individual pages.
No.
No what?
No, we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, did I?
I don't remember. Maybe. We've had a lot of talks. Probably not. I don't know.
I think that the mix that we've had so far has been a little weird. Like the fact that almost every power supply has been 750 watt.
Yeah, that's changing.
Yeah. So like...
I will also credit that, I mean... It started changing before I came in.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's not a me.
I just mean there's definitely some stuff that we've got to do to optimize the mix here. there should definitely be more, your Corsair, your Seasonic, your reputable brands. I would like to really focus on the stuff that people are buying. Like the fact that we don't have like a Thermaltake Smart 430 watt in there is in my opinion. And look, I haven't been hand-holding this. I haven't necessarily given this feedback before, so my apologies if this is a surprise to anybody, but the fact that we don't have like a 430 watt Thermaltake in there is a huge miss to me, because the number of people that are buying these things is enormous. And we can see that in the reviews on sites like Newegg and Amazon. And what I want to know as someone who is, in charge of recommending products to people is, okay, but how bad is it?
Yeah.
Is it that bad? Like, is it bad? Like it's going to fail?
Does it break your system in a year?
Is it bad? Like when it fails, it could light on fire. I need to know this stuff. And so power supplies, I'd say, is probably the vertical that we are closest to in terms of the vision for how the lab is supposed to function. And I have actually repeatedly talked about PSU Circuit as something that I consider to be a win.
Yes, I know that. I've been trying to explain to people why that's true.
Because this is what we are trying to do. And it's going to take a long time for people to...
But this is something that's really important to slam home for people because of a conversation that we had during this topic a little bit earlier, where you were talking about how people don't necessarily want to work on things that don't do well. So it's really important to communicate to a team that the web articles aren't getting tons of views.
We impacted literally, even if we account for that people don't watch the entire video, we impacted hundreds of thousands of people and made them aware that this brand is sketchy. They wouldn't have known otherwise, because no one's covering this stuff.
That was included in an LTT video?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because the GameMax Circuit video got 1,500 views.
Sure. I was one of them. And now I know. Right? Like, that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do. And it's going to take time to build out the verticals that we want to build out. It's going to take time to automate what we need to automate.
There's a lot of that to be done.
There's a lot of work to do.
I know there's been some criticism put towards the lab in regards to automation, because some people have pointed out the more you automate stuff, the more you remove the human touch, and you're less likely to catch things and stuff. We're not trying to automate a lot of those types of things, to be clear. And I'm not trying to increase automation in the labs actually necessarily to increase the amount that they can even do necessarily. I'm trying to make it so they can spend more time verifying results and retesting things and doing things like that. So yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I don't think we ever actually ended up finishing the...
I do think it's an interesting thing to consider, though, that pretty much all of the things that you just pointed at for AnandTech, we are diving into headfirst, attempting to do the same thing.
But what percentage of our headcount is working on PSU Circuit?
It's going to be 3 people,
okay,
which is a pretty considerable amount.
But
it takes a very noticeable amount of time.
But is there a benefit to the projects that the other people are working on that do make money to having this resource and to having this knowledge?
Yes.
All right.
But it's just, I'm just saying.
I have a vision. I have a vision right now. I'm having a vision.
And to be clear, just because I think some people might be getting squiggly legs right now, I support the Labs project. I'm just trying to push him a little bit.
Look, I'll defend it all day.
Yeah.
I'll defend it all day.
Because I'm just saying, all the criticisms that you lobbied towards AnandTech are the exact same things that we are doing.
But what AnandTech doesn't...
planning to do.
What AnandTech doesn't have is it doesn't have LTT.
Yeah.
LTT is basically this like evolution machine. It is taking the feedback from the community. It is processing it through the writing team, through me, and it is constantly shifting and changing. And sometimes it changes forward, sometimes it changes backward, but it's constantly trying new things in order to increase engagement, in order to make sure that this business stays sustainable, in order to feed resources back into the machine that is supposed to build these resources that will in turn make LTT more authoritative, which will in turn bring more viewership and more resources, which will allow us to continue to build it.
The way that I've been seeing it is that some people have said that the LTT Labs team is supposed to be a support department for writing, and I don't necessarily see it that way. I think we are supposed to support, yes, but we're supposed to support the content creation of the company. That doesn't necessarily just mean writing. That doesn't necessarily mean a singular part of writing. That just means content creation within the company at all. That also includes the Labs website, which is technically a separate thing from Labs, but we're supporting the content of the Labs website. And a lot of the ways that we do that is like this constant generation of articles and reviews that we're doing, say, on the website. In reality, do we really expect those articles to make enough money to be like this awesome business within Linus Media Group? Cop cough, look at what's happening to Anand. No, not really. But by doing that, we're going to keep up to speed. We're going to be in the dirt of what's happening with these components all the time. So we ideally know what's going on, or have at least a good idea of what's going on, because we'll be trying things out all the time. Will we be able to catch everything? No. But it should keep our level of educatedness on all of these topics up quite high.
That's the goal. And you know what? It's been slow, and we're not gonna rush anything at this point. So it's going to take...
In some situations, we are slowing down.
Yeah. We're going to take as long as we need to take, and Godspeed.
Heck yeah.
All right. Topic 2, says our paper over there. The Telegram CEO was arrested in France.
Yeah.
Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram, arrested this week on suspicion of failing to act against illicit actions on the service, such as drug trafficking, fraud, and the exchange of child sexual assault material. His arrest has caused a debate about free speech and government censorship, with figures such as...
You can't even say his name?
Look,
is this like your personal Voldemort now?
No, but it's just so stupid. With figures such as Elon Musk and Edward Snowden publicly defending Durov, as if Twitter doesn't follow all of the rules with respect to, backdoors and whatever else. It's like it's only some irrelevant market in South America that they'll go to bat against. Give it a rest. Anyway, Edward Snowden has at least some street cred here. Durov certainly seems to have a history of resisting government influence. Now, he seems to actually have a history of it, not just a history of being a blowhard. In 2006, he created the Facebook-like social media site now called VK in his native country of Russia. It quickly became adopted by Russia's political opposition. The Kremlin allegedly began pressuring Durov to sell the site to more state-sympathetic parties in 2011. And when the Kremlin pressures you to do something, you either do it or you end up dead. It's actually very different from the kind of bleating about political censorship or whatever else that happens from some people. Durov left Russia in 2014, claiming it was to avoid requests from the Kremlin to hand over the data of Ukrainian protesters, though he did succumb to pressure and sell his VK shares.
To be clear, government censorship does happen here, despite
yes.
the bleeding or not.
Yes.
It's just, yeah.
It's very different from, hey, you should sell your shares, and then if you don't, then you jump out of a window.
And shoot yourself in the back of the head at the same time.
Yeah.
Very crafty.
All right. While Telegram has a reputation for lax moderation, Durov gave an interview to Financial Times this March where he claimed Telegram planned to improve moderation within the year using AI-related mechanisms, though he stated he didn't think the app should police people unless they cross red lines. It's not clear what those lines are to him. This arrest has reignited the conversation on end-to-end encryption, since Durov was also charged with providing encryption without the required declaration. But Telegram's encryption is actually pretty bad, says our notes. It's not on by default. The setting is not the easiest thing to find. It only works for one-on-one conversations and can only be enabled when your conversation partner is also online.
Interesting.
Which
That's a weird last
I have
one.
to confess, I actually didn't know that. I knew Signal was like the better one, but I actually didn't know these details. So
Is it actually bad, or are the settings just bad? Because it said the encryption is bad, but is that true?
If it only works while your partner's online, it leaves a lot of room for error.
Can only be enabled when the partner is online.
Is also online, yeah.
I'm assuming you turn it on and then it's on for that conversation.
Yeah, to me, that's a really poor mechanism for encryption. If I am using an app that I think is
but
encrypted,
that doesn't mean that the encryption
no,
itself is bad.
Okay, no. I'm not saying AES whatever, the actual encryption. I'm saying the implementation of the encryption in the app leaves a lot of room for user error. Is that a better way of phrasing it?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think saying the encryption is bad is rough. I'm trying to see, is this the one that I use? I always get them mixed up.
The Wiley in Floatplane chat says, I've also seen some academic analyses that their crypto design is questionable at best.
Okay, yeah. I'm not even saying it's not legit. I don't know.
Because it's hand-rolled implementation instead of using a standard, well-tested one. Yeah, there's a number of people that are talking in Floatplane chat about how it's got issues, apparently. Or at least could have issues. So, Luke.
Yes. I'm trying to figure. Okay, whatever.
An interesting take that I read on this. I believe this was an article somewhere I was reading. I forget. The point is, they basically were like, okay, here's a devil's advocate sort of take on this. I signed up for Telegram. I joined some groups, and within minutes, I had offers for everything from drugs to human trafficking to government state-sponsored subterfuge. It was absolutely wild how Telegram was essentially, should you choose to unlock that capability, which is very simple to do, was basically a black market, essentially. That's one perspective, where if you were to go, okay, he's in trouble for, providing people with encrypted communication. That sounds pretty bad. Or he is in trouble for essentially running a black market social network. I have a complicated position on this, but I thought maybe I'd let you go first. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. Government-enforced platform moderation is always kind of a weird thing.
State-sponsored subterfuge, not centrifuge.
Did you say centrifuge?
No.
Oh. Who said centrifuge?
Someone in the chat.
That's Stuxnet, right?
That's pretty good.
For uranium? What? Floatplane chat.
Sorry, I liked Dan's comment. Yeah, I don't know. State required moderation of platforms is weird. It goes both ways, right? It's the same thing as the opposite. State required non-moderation of platforms is also weird, in my opinion. Like when people say rah, but my free speech, it's sure, but this isn't government property or public property or anything of the sort. This is my random website.
We also have to be super careful with free speech, because free speech means free of government oppression. It doesn't mean anything to do with a private entity that owns the platform.
Yeah. So that's kind of weird in one side, but then the government forcing it is also weird because, again, it's my platform, isn't it? So that's odd. But if they make certain things I don't know.
But there has to be some oversight,
yes.
right? Because you can't say
because you can't harbor. There's the whatever being an accessory to a crime or whatever.
If I'm a government and I tell you, look, you're not allowed to log anything from minors or even suspected minors.
Yeah. So like
That's legit.
Support that.
I would support that.
Yeah.
It's a nuanced conversation.
Yes.
But I don't think there's any avoiding that for me. I support the existence of a platform like this, even if I wouldn't run it. It's
scary when there are no tools to not be observed by the government. Because we have seen so many times throughout history that just not go well.
But the thing is that
but then you also don't want to harbor all this bad stuff.
there should be an expectation of privacy.
Yes.
I mean, when you sent a letter in the year 1823 or whatever, the expectation was that it is illegal to read it.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are are not allowed to open it.
Yeah.
That's like not how that works. And that's basically all that Telegram is. Name?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it is it's an implicitly telegrammed message to someone that is intended for their eyes and their eyes only.
Yeah.
And so, I look at this and I go,
if a platform wants to do that, it's hard for me to say that they shouldn't be able to.
And if they're Chad enough to stand up to the regimes that would oppress people for communicating about things that aren't human trafficking, that are just living their lives and existing and that aren't bothering anybody, like freedom of expression, freedom of religion, whatever the case may be, then that's great. Like, you go, girl.
That's the weird thing. Like, tools, screwdriver here, you could stab someone with it. You can use a hammer for bad things. This is an argument that works for so many things. Something that can absolutely be used for good can very often also be used for bad things. But I don't know. You put yourself in a really bad spot if you remove these things that can be used for good, because they can also be used for bad.
Yeah.
You lose out on incredibly important things.
I mean, we talked about this in our recent hacking tools.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what? So
if
we get rid of hammers?
Those, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
It's the hammer argument.
Yeah, but like with the hacking tools, if you ban all the hacking tools, then people aren't going to know how secure their things are as easily, and also the people that have the ability to just make them anyways.
Yeah.
Because some of them aren't inherently that complicated.
No.
Or now that the plans for making them are online, if you're crafty, you can make maybe a not quite as good version, but you can make your own version anyways. So they're still going to exist, and now it's just harder for good people to get their hands on it.
But with all of that said, I couldn't look in the eye of a trafficking victim who had escaped and tell them,
which is why we didn't make our own VPN,
and tell them, I'm going to keep running this platform. I don't have it in me.
Which is why we don't do that.
So honestly, for me, it's the same logic. I forget her name. She's like super private. Hold on. What's her name? No. I can't remember. There's someone who works on another privacy platform. She's super cool. She did an interview recently. She doesn't do that many of them. But basically she was like, yeah, this is really important. Dang it. Anyway, well, whatever. Her whole being private thing worked then. Anyway, yeah, the point is, for me, it's really important. I support end-to-end encryption.
Me too.
And I think there's room for conversations around what that implementation looks like. Like, should we be allowed to have an end-to-end encrypted, very large group chat, for example, where you could organize an attack or something like that? And it's like, well, maybe that would be bad. But then the flip side of that is, okay, the government this is great. The government has declared that what's his nuts won the election, even though there's pretty significant evidence that he actually didn't, and people need to organize so that they can gather, so they can resist. Like that's why these platforms need to exist. The only problem,
what if a place is under attack and you're trying to evacuate as many people as you possibly can, and communications are being monitored so they can create choke points, and you want to avoid that? Like there's lots of super legitimate reasons as to why you would want these tools.
And the problem is that they don't move at the speed of a telegram anymore.
Yeah.
So they move so fast that they're hard for enforcement to stay on top of. They're hard to deal with, and there's really bad stuff happening.
And it's not like this stuff isn't gonna happen, even if you take Telegram away.
No, but these tools are so powerful now. They can happen so fast.
No, I know, but
money moves around in shadows just so much more easily than it used to.
But like, I don't even want to name them, because I don't want to. I'm going to anyway, so get wrecked. But I feel like they don't cater to this stuff a ton, but it still happens on their platform anyways. But Discord,
yeah,
practically everyone has it these days.
Yeah,
and you can set up a server and invite 2,000 people to it instantly, and it all works instantly.
And there's no like personally identifying information to create an account.
Complete throwaway account, knowing it's going to be banned in 2 days.
Yep.
And not care, and then just you're there.
Yeah, and whether it's encrypted or not, people are just going to be. And again, I was reading some article about this or other, and apparently there's just all kinds of like shorthands for discussing illicit material. I'm sure there's. Like as a person who doesn't get into that, like I could read a conversation and I could have no idea that it's even about that.
Well, that was a whole thing. I did not follow this enough. Okay. And this is probably, this is going to open a can of worms. I just remember a lot of the whole keyword thing that you're talking about being a part of this conversation, but the whole Pizzagate thing.
Yeah.
Pizza and hot dogs and do you want lunch and all this other type of stuff where it all means something else. It's like, okay, these sound like completely normal conversations, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Russellmania says, crimers use code words.
I love that he called them crimers. I read it too.
Me too.
That's great.
Thank you for that. Okay, we're not talking about the Pizzagate conspiracy theory around the one pizza restaurant.
No,
just the terminology.
Didn't even want to bring it up. I just remember there's a lot of conversations at that time about code words. That's all. Someone said Discord needs to moderate their platform better. Do you have any concept at all of how genuinely insane that would be?
It'd be impossible.
Like, what a crazy task. If we want properly, if we want moderated Discord on the level that you're talking about, I hope you're ready to pay $15 a month. Or more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, these services are only viable as long as they're financially viable, right? Like, you can't just say, oh, well, they need to... Okay. With what army? Right? Like, it can't even just be randoms. Like, these people would need training. They'd need criminal record checks. They would need the whole thing would have to be monitored and overseen. Who does it, right?
Coman said, or pay per server, LOL. Yeah, except Discord killed all of those.
Yeah.
Ventrilo and TeamSpeak and all those services are gone, basically. I know I technically still use TeamSpeak. Some of them, like the TeamSpeak technically exists, but come on. It is not the same thing. And the thing that killed them all was Discord, because the servers are free. So, I don't know.
But you know what you do know? How to send a merch message. But if you don't know, don't send a Twitch bit, don't send a super chat. If you want to interact with the show like this, like Tara O down here, All you got to do is send a merch message. Go to lttstore.com, throw something in your cart. We'll have a couple of suggestions for you in a minute. We've got some stuff to talk about. Throw something in your cart and you'll be prompted to send a merch message. You'll get a reply from Dan, okay, which may or may not be useful, depending on what kind of a mood he's having.
It was warranted. They're always warranted.
Or he'll forward it internally, or he will curate it for me and Luke. So we'll show you guys how some curated merch messages might look, and then we'll give you guys kind of the update for what's going on the store. Hit me, Dan.
Sure thing. Let's see what we've got here. Hello, Dan, Luke, and random beardless blonde dude. Linus, if when you retire from YouTube, would you still do the WAN Show? You guys are a big part of my weekly routine. I would hate to see you go.
Don't freak out. But Luke and I have had this conversation very recently, and
I think we more or less agreed on yeah.
that the show must go on, the WAN Show specifically. I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of a no-brainer, because there's no way that Luke and I are going to stop like reading tech news. It's not really that much work for us to take the Discord chats that we might have throughout the week and just not do that and then point a camera at, when we get together and chat. It's in a time slot that doesn't really interfere with people who don't have a life.
As lame as that is, yeah. It has very rarely been a problem for me.
Yeah, there's that Katy Perry song. I have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, we sat at a tabletop. Yeah, we talked about some tech.
Oh my goodness.
And to be clear, like we still got a mission, right? Like having Luke taking a close look at what's going on with the labs has been really refreshing. It's really exciting because we've got a lot of work to do. Looking at the path forward for the channels, the various channels here. It's been really nice to see LTT on the upswing again.
Yeah.
And this is
big agree.
This is in spite of how difficult it is to make tech interesting, but damn it, that's what we do. That's what we do.
You guys are figuring it out. There's been some real bangers.
That's what we do really, really well. We've got a great team.
The sentiment around Scrapyard Wars is insane.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Things are getting to the point where you can kind of get into things affordably again, maybe a little bit, as long as you've got a little bit of, Scrapyard War spirit and you're willing to get in there and learn some stuff, which is, dang it, that's our wheelhouse, right? So, man, I'm excited. I'm actually
feeling pretty good right now.
I'm optimistic, more so than I've been in a while, to be perfectly honest with you guys, right? Like, if you look at how the last 365 days have gone for the channel, we were in a pretty rough state last September. It wasn't good. And, we'd have a banger or two here. We'd have a couple good uploads. And then it's been this pattern of we recover for a bit. And then it's like, ugh. It's like we've been swimming against the current for a long, long time. But then you look at
that trend line.
What happens here in July? And I mean, even this low point here is not nearly what we were looking at back there, right? So you look at this low point in July and you go kind of like, oh, things are on the up and up. Finally, we're pulling it together. We're figuring out, what is the new meta? What are people looking for? What is the mix that we need of reviews of things that people need to know about, like, a Snapdragon X, or here's one that didn't perform particularly well. AMD's new mobile chips versus, what are the content styles that are going to appeal more broadly? Like this one's a really good example where it didn't necessarily start out doing too great, honestly. Like, if you look, it's at the low end of what our typical range is for video performance.
But then it just keeps going up.
But we figured out how to do this more often. How to find stuff that achieves, I call this escape velocity.
Yeah.
Right? Where we're finding ways to make content that appeals algorithmically to the YouTube audience in a way that we were struggling with for a while. So I'm really optimistic because we're going to be able to do that better with more foundational testing, and we're going to be able to afford to build foundational testing as long as we can continue to do that better as we go. And, sometimes the content that we're uploading these days has been a little controversial. I mean, that stock Android one definitely ruffled some feathers, but I don't think my thing has ever been having the same opinion as everybody else.
No, and I've been tired of that I feel like it's been like 2 or maybe even 3 years where for some reason people in the tech space have been obsessed with all the reviewers saying the same thing, and if they don't, it's like a huge problem. That's just rough.
I'm not going to do it.
No, good.
That's okay.
Not good.
And you know what the funny thing is, in time, a lot of the time the discourse kind of comes around to my position. Do you remember what a firestorm it set off when I said that ad block was piracy?
Is that coming around?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Dude, when I said that, it was like I had dropped a nuclear bomb on my career, essentially. Like, you wouldn't believe how, and some people are still super mad about it.
It's weird when I see the community wholeheartedly embrace piracy, and then you say this one thing is piracy, and they're like, no, it isn't. It's like, wait, what?
I never said don't do it. I never said don't be able to sleep at night.
Aren't you all trading Linux ISOs on your Plex servers? What are you even talking about?
Like, we meme on this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Relax, bro.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Warranty Gate.
Yeah.
All I said was it's only worth the paper it's printed on. The value of a warranty is solely the value
I will say
of the company's willingness to fulfill it.
I will say I still think, okay, so
I messaged it terribly.
Yeah.
I messaged it terribly.
Yeah. It was wrapped in like the worst packaging you could ever imagine. But I don't disagree with the underlying statement.
Well, you know what it was, Luke? I was thinking back to a conversation that I'd actually had with another content creator who knows who they are. I'm not going to name this content creator.
Sure.
But it was a conversation that I had with another content creator where I was talking about what the contingency plan was in the event of mine and Yvonne's passing and how the company could continue to operate. And they basically said to me, well, my company is specifically set up with a poison pill clause. So the second I drop dead, everything's gone. Everyone loses their jobs. The brand can't continue because, it could reflect on me posthumously and no one has any warranty. And I was like, that's pretty up, was sort of my response to that. And this is a content creator again. They know who they are. And I was like,
nobody has any. Okay,
wow,
because they sell products. Or
you're an actual fucking asshole, essentially, right? Because like the level of narcissism on display was sort of mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, because of the just the whole thing, or the warranty's not
all
extending?
Of it.
Okay,
all of it. The fact that everyone is just like instantly out of a job because this thing couldn't possibly be good without you. Like,
do you have any concerns?
Does it smell bad living inside your own rectum? Like, honestly though.
Do you have? Is that a concern for you at all? Like, I know you're mad at this thing, but
hold on. So that was where I was coming from when I said that super weird thing about how whatever we put together should be something that
can outlast. Because I remember whatever. Yeah,
should be something that is structured correctly, such that it could be maintained in the event that it wasn't just down to me saying, "Trust me, bro," and making sure that, whether it makes financial sense or not, we just take care of it. Mm-hmm. That was what I said. But it was super weird the way that I explained it. And it got twisted by people who know who they are.
And I think you probably should have just wrote down a warranty anyways.
Well, probably. But we also hadn't not written one down. The product wasn't launched, Luke.
Yeah.
The product wasn't launched.
That was the craziest thing for me. It's like, one, I think it was
Luke,
it was kind of weird, like refusing to write one.
Luke.
But then it was also really weird how much feedback there was when the thing wasn't even out
We
yet.
had the integrity to not take people's money.
Here's a counter.
We could have pre-sold the crap out of those products.
Okay.
We wouldn't take people's money because we didn't want them to have uncertainty about it. Because we wanted them to have third-party feedback on it before we were willing to take their money, Luke.
Did we do the pop-up before the warranty?
No.
I don't remember.
No, we didn't.
Okay. I thought we did. I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
The whole thing was absolutely unhinged. And it's really funny now because in every conversation around people like talking about our customer service, you see people that are like, like Linus said, like,
yeah. I saw one recently. It was some the zipper like peeled off a backpack or something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And like, I definitely have thoughts about that. Like from a sustainability standpoint, I would rather see people like go get that patched. And I'd rather give people like a small, credit for that or something than send a whole new backpack. But we stand behind the product, and I believe that person was offered a new backpack.
Would that be a cool option?
There's a lot of work.
Is there some way?
There's a lot of work involved because
that sounds, really difficult.
Yeah, like it's not like we're a huge multinational brand and we can have like a backpack service center in every major city or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely things about that I personally wouldn't submit a warranty request for that, but personally I would stand behind our product. Right? So
sorry, I was looking at give me 1 second, sorry. Yeah, this is clean. I was looking at the subreddit. Someone posted that during the show. Oh man,
my goodness.
Sometimes going through the Reddit is a terrifying experience, and sometimes it's just hilarious. People got some screenshot, I think it was from Scrapyard Wars or something, and they remade the like Drake meme where it's like no or like
I saw that.
That's so funny.
So
I've been
good.
enjoying those. I don't know. It's great sometimes.
Ski Up Ghost asks, what about those who were unable to claim back the $25 you promised, only on buying a single new product? We offered them a full refund. At the end of the day, my liability to you is absolutely not more than the cost you spent on the product. If you weren't happy with the $25 credit, we offered a refund. That's it. At that point, we have done all that we can do. I'm not going to give you a back massage. Like I said, trust me, bro, not take advantage of me, bro.
Yeah. Oh, that's only said to me.
Not on the show. We've talked about this.
Anyways,
what about front massage? Says that's a nice hat. Oh man.
Should we go through our announcements? We've got
we've got. Wait, well, no, we're supposed to do a couple merch messages.
We did one merch message.
We do one?
I want to kind of change up the format a bit. We do one merch message. You read all your announcements, and then we'll do another one, and then we'll move on.
Oh, nice! Look at this guy being a producer. He's had the title for a long time, but that was some.
He does producer.
That was
things.
that was some next level producing.
That was some.
He just produced the fuck out of us.
That's.
I feel produced.
we need like a logo in the corner of his webcam. It's like SSS Plus.
I'm gonna produce a resignation.
No,
I don't accept it.
He just said we're doing WAN Show forever. You don't get to quit. You're stuck.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be working together technically, but we would still be doing WAN Show.
The streak. Dude, this streak is going to be longer than my underwear, okay? Oh. The streak can never end.
You still wear underwear?
Smells better, too.
My goodness. Wow.
Oh, man.
Announcement.
Right. So we've got some announcements.
Speaking of pop-ups.
We're hosting a pop-up event. Speaking of not being willing to take people's money for unproven products, although honestly, our engineering team and our fashion team are getting good enough that I might be willing to start relaxing that now.
Probably fine.
I think it's time for us to just treat our product design capabilities as like we're actually like pretty fucking good at this point. Anyway,
I do agree, but the pop-ups are also kind of fun.
Pop-ups are kind of fun. So we're doing another pop-up.
That makes sense sometimes.
On Saturday, September 7th, we are going to be doing a pop-up where we will be launching / making available our brand new LTT Precision multi-bit screwdriver and bit kit. And if you come to the pop-up, you will be able to purchase one of 500 numbered precision screwdrivers as well.
Are they numbered on them, or where's the number?
It's lasered onto them. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, not these ones, because
these aren't part of it.
It can't be numbered if you have extra ones to show on the WAN Show.
Totally.
When we number something, we number it. Actually, oh man, okay, sorry, I'm this derailment. Nick and I had a conversation recently. We found a bunch of those Lambo beanies. Do you remember the 69 only Lambo beanies? And I didn't know what to do. We found, apparently for minimum order quantity purposes, we ordered more than 69 of them, also to have warranty and et cetera, et cetera. Because we said we would only sell 69 of them. But I hate waste. So the conversation, what Nick wanted to do was do like a promo on WAN Show or something like that. And I basically was like, if we say there's only this many, there can only be this many, but our options are either to what? Sell them, hold on to them forever.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Or throw them away.
And you don't want to burn them.
Which I don't want to do.
Like the
okay.
fashion companies.
Is it okay to give them away? The chat says it's okay to give them away.
I think giving them away is okay.
So the numbered ones can be the ones we sold?
Yeah.
But we could still give them away. Is that okay?
Gauntlet Wizard said give them away in a promo. That I don't necessarily know.
Because
it would have to be a genuine giveaway.
So we can profit from more than just money. Like that's something that you guys got to consider. Just because I turn off the AdSense on my video, for example, that doesn't mean that I didn't benefit, that I didn't profit, that there isn't a net benefit to me of uploading that video. Let's say if it's something that's going to get a lot of views. It's not that black and white. The world is about more than just money, right? So if I use it for a promo, I am absolutely profiting, even if it's not directly financially. Most people seem to think it's pretty cool to give them away. So
how many are there?
It's like 40 or something. Like maybe we had to order a couple hundred, or I don't know, or like 150. I don't know exactly. Don't quote me on the number. It's way less than 1,000. It's more than 10.
Let me ask the audience this, because I feel like they're the most likely to lean in one direction. But I feel one thing that I suspect will be opposite to the audience. So I want to check with them just to counter my bias. Is it better to give it away internally or externally? Because if you give it away externally, then you're not selling it. There's actually a lot less benefit.
I think we should give it away externally then. But it's not always easy. Giving stuff away is not always easy. Like people don't need the whole fast fashion movement.
Oh, chat's mostly saying internally. It's kind of both sides.
Yeah, that's a company benefit. That's a perk now that we've provided. So in terms of like, are we getting something out of it? We actually kind of are.
Absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if we give it away externally and do it quietly so that nobody knows about it, then it's the least benefit to the company.
Interesting.
It's zero benefit. So this is really important. Gauntlet Wizard says you're also profiting on any charity events by that logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the whole billionaire playbook. Why do you think any of them charity anything?
I made $1 billion and suddenly I am now philanthropist.
There's also like it's a whole rabbit hole. It's not even just the reputational management of charity stuff. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons we don't really talk about stuff much. Although there is something that we get to talk about this week, because the thing that precipitated the donation was a very public event. We ended up raising $20,000.
Oh, and to be clear for the people
for
watching,
the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
Oh, nice.
$20,000 with that Got Fish shirt. So thank you guys very much. That was the full profits from that shirt. Very exciting. What am I looking at here? Is this like a, oh, well, okay, whatever. So here's the thing about the Electronic Frontier Foundation. There you go. You can learn about them there. Cool. I'll pause the video or whatever. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, that's the only way to do it, is to donate something and not talk about it at all.
Yeah, and to be clear, that doesn't mean that creators doing charity streams and stuff like that are like bad or like specifically doing it for profit.
Nope.
But there is a benefit to it. It's not benefitless. It's less beneficial than them just doing like a subathon or a donate to me drive of some form. They are still giving that money to charity. Charity's still benefiting from it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not benefitless.
Navy EMT says, can you donate it to a developing country? Actually, that whole thing is a big problem.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying about fast fashion. There's now an excess of secondhand clothing because people just buy stuff, wear it a couple times, and it's so cheap they just, oh yeah, well, I'll donate it. And then like, I don't have to feel bad about the massive amount of raw materials and labor that goes into these products that I'm consuming and then using a couple of times. Like I feel like there's been a huge mentality shift. Like when people would talk about never wearing the same pair of underwear as like a completely unhinged, out of touch, behavior. We would laugh about it and joke about it. But now it really does seem like people will wear a shirt a few times and be like, out of style now. I'll just pick up something new on Temu or
it's so cheap and manufactured so poorly that it might be like somewhat destroyed by the third wear. The logo's all wrecked, or maybe not logo, but the thing on it is all wrecked or whatever else.
And so back to donating to other countries, it's actually not necessarily a net benefit, because what it can do is it can destroy the local market for those products, destroying the companies that produce them, making them forever dependent, creating this cycle of dependency on like Temu garbage that gets shipped across one ocean, worn a couple times, and then handled a bunch of times, and then shipped across another freaking ocean. Like the whole thing is so inefficient. I'm not saying we won't donate them. If anything, I think that's clearly the position I'm advocating for here, is that we give them away externally. But what I am saying is that it's not that black and white. Yep. It ain't that simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. 4Com5 says, go feed your local ducks, then stop. The thing that happens next isn't nice. Okay, let's go back to talking about our pop-up shop, shall we? Linus Cam, here it is.
Oh, yeah. Wait, how did we... What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So we'll have some other popular items from LTTstore.com, including our recently launched off-site laptop bag. And... should we talk about the product a little bit? Are we going to talk about this at all? So there's a few things that make the new Precision Driver really exciting. You guys can sign up for a notification. We're going to have that link down below, right, Dan? People can get a notification?
Yeah, I believe it's down there. Okay, I will double check though.
So there's a few things that I really love about this kit. Number one is the driver itself. Super high quality machined aluminum, nice strong magnet in the end. That's just kind of going to be, if we're going to have a staple for our screwdriver products, that's going to be it. We've got in-handle bit storage. I can hold 3 of our precision bits, which use the standard shank size and are actually the standard length, but with a twist. I'll talk about that in a minute. Speaking of twisting, it's got a high quality bearing on the top that will spin for anywhere from, let's say, I don't want to promise too much. Let's say anywhere from 20 seconds to, we've had them spinning for darn near a minute, depending on how you get them going.
But it's going to be, there's a bit of finesse to it. Yeah. There's some variance in the bearings. There's a lot of stuff going on.
We're going to have accessories, including different tops. So you can have a concave top if you like the finger hold. We're going to have a convex top if you like to palm it. And then by default, it's going to ship with the flat top, but you'll be able to get top kits and who knows what kinds of tops we might have available for it in the future. That's the driver itself. Then there's the kit. Super high quality case, comes with a detachable top that you can use as a parts tray, includes a sheet magnet inside along with little organizer spaces for the stuff that you're taking out of it. There you go. There's one of our bits in there. And okay, that is probably the worst bit you could have possibly put onto there for my next point. Our bits are also pretty exciting, even though they are the same length that you would find from, let's say, other bit manufacturers that we respect a lot. One of the things that we changed was the depth of the hex portion. So you can see it drops into our driver there, and she's a little longer in the skinny part. One of the issues that I've had with many of the precision drivers that I've used in the past is that they aren't deep enough to reach into, in some cases, like almost anything.
Yeah.
Depending on the bits. So we're really excited for these to be not super deep. I mean, they're still not a fixed shaft screwdriver. You're going to need a fixed shaft screwdriver sometimes, and we're working on solutions for that. But they are a little bit deeper, making the multi-bit a little bit more usable. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. Is there any other major points that I missed here? Anodized aluminum, end cap is interchangeable, ceramic hybrid bearing, incredibly strong magnet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. The driver will be available by itself if you already have an iFixit kit. We love iFixit. They're a great partner. We love their mission. We're not trying to replace iFixit. We certainly never will.
I was just going to say, nah.
Like all the replacement parts, all the guides, but we're real passionate about screwdrivers.
Really high-end tools.
And we really love this thing. Comes with 61 different bits. Standard Phillips, specialized bits for game consoles, all kinds of different ones. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say about that for right now.
So I said, what time is the pop-up opening?
Oh, right. Okay, so it'll be next Saturday, September 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Linus Media Group studio in Surrey. Wait, is that the studio or the lab?
Studio. I was told studio.
Studio. Okay, so it'll be at the studio.
Hopefully
now,
it's not raining.
This might be kind of exciting or whatever, but do not travel far for this event.
Which is why we didn't give you very much notice.
This will not be like LTX or Whale LAN. We will have some testing stations for you to try out the product. You'll have an opportunity to talk to some of our design and engineering folks about how we develop our tools and products. There might be a few other things, but don't travel. We literally don't have enough capacity for a ton of people to be here, and everyone's just going to have a bad time if people are trekking out here from wherever stand. So please don't. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, right. There's a couple of other things for the store. Scribedrivers, the pen, are now available to order again. If you missed out on the last 2 drops or you're looking to buy more, you can secure yours on backorder at lmg.gg/pen. So that's a good candidate if you guys want to send a merch message today.
I still haven't even been able to get one.
You don't have one yet?
No.
Wow, get wrecked, Scrub.
I tried to buy them in the last wave, and I couldn't get it fast enough. I want to
Do you want me to put a request in for you right now?
No, it's fine. Well, okay, this is not a rule, etc., etc., etc. I don't like putting in merch requests when customers can't get them. So if the thing is perpetually sold out...
It's very noble of you. Plouffe literally took a small break from the shoot that we were doing together, sat on his laptop, ordered one, and then came back. And I was like, what were you doing? He was like, ordering a scribedriver. I was like, really?
Yeah, so I want it to be able to exist on the store for more than a couple days, and then I'll try to get one.
I mean, you got keys in your head of instructor. You could just turn off the cameras in 107 and just go grab a handful.
That's really smart.
You can't joke about that.
That's really smart.
You can't even joke about that.
It's just he's a smart guy.
Yeah, it's not like there's massive amounts of logs and all of us get emails all the time if anybody would try to do something like that.
Yeah, it would be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, last couple things.
People in full play chat are like, grab me one.
I mean, you could just do it
Dang
without...
it, Barrington.
I got you, fam. Oh, man.
Last announcement is we are resuming our sponsor partnership with ASUS. We stopped working with them on January 5th of this year due to issues that we were seeing through our community feedback team, or through our community feedback mechanisms on the forum. Look at this. ASUS timeline. What is this? Oh, wow. Colton put together a little document for me. So in 2022, late 2022, we saw the first ASUS complaints on the forum. In second quarter of 2023, we saw a detailed post about someone having issues with ASUS support, followed shortly by some more issues and an influx of complaints regarding ASUS, like GPU mobos with display issues. In early May of that year, we told ASUS that if we didn't see improvements or if they didn't do anything to address complaints, we'd have to consider pausing partnership. So that was within a month of this sort of influx of complaints. In May of 2020, what year are we in? 2023, on the WAN Show, I said that ASUS was in the doghouse and that we were in talks about shoring up customer support with them. There's also a call to action in the segment, encouraging people to go to the forum with their complaints. In August, let's see, hold on. We reiterate, we're sharing the complaints. The process takes time. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, in August, we posted regarding the large amount of complaints that we'd been receiving since early May. We reiterate, we're sharing the complaints. In September, we were told that ASUS had an action plan coming for how they wanted to change their processes. We share with the forum that this is coming. In December, we went through the entire forum history and compiled a list of all sponsor complaints from 34 different users and sent this to ASUS. We flagged the ones that were valid complaints that needed resolutions ASAP. Also in December, we had a call with ASUS to go over each issue one by one and share what we thought the resolutions should look like. In mid-December, we posted our weekly forum update. In January, we announced that ASUS would no longer be a sponsor of LTT. In March, we made a thread on the forum to assist with people needing RMAs. It's still pinned. In April, we worked with ASUS to audit people's issues. We realized a few were still outstanding. So this is in 2024 now. In June, Colton and I actually met with ASUS's CEO. I don't think we've ever addressed this publicly. But we sat down directly face-to-face with their CEO. I laid out what I needed to see happening with the ongoing issue with the SD card in the ROG Ally. I laid out what I needed to see happen because this was around the launch of the Ally 2, or Ally X, excuse me. I laid out what philosophically I felt was an underlying problem at ASUS. I spoke to some of the issues that I could see, that I could have empathy with. What I saw from speaking with him was someone who was told, yes, sir, when things weren't getting done. And I told him I can empathize with that. And I felt that what they needed was an improvement in upward communication, an ability for people to raise these issues in a way that would make it so that he wasn't blindsided by it, because it's one of those things where you can bash someone for what went wrong, but I don't feel that that's actually the most effective way to enact change. I think it's far more important to empathize with them and to try to figure out what went wrong, because it was clear to me from speaking with him that he didn't want ASUS to suck at all. He wanted it to be great. And so I was like, okay, well, here's an issue. One of the other things that I outlined as being very important was I felt that ASUS still had a very 2000s mentality sometimes. Fix it with a revision was something that I told him that I felt ASUS had embraced for a lot of its history, and that was a big part of ASUS's success for a long time, was to move fast and break things. And I was like, look, you guys are a grown-up company now, and I think that's something that needs to change. He seemed extremely receptive to everything that we talked about. So far, we have actually seen very little in the way of overall activity around ASUS support issues. One of the ones that I saw, the person was outraged because there was a credit card hold for an advanced RMA. That's standard practice. There's a credit card hold when you get an advanced RMA. So advanced RMA is when they send you the new product,
and they're waiting to receive.
And then they're waiting to receive the old broken one back, and then they take the hold off the credit card. That is completely normal, and you need to chill. In fact, offering advanced RMA at all is like really good. I love advanced RMA because then I don't have to have downtime if something's like kind of working. So we felt really good about that. Things seem to be going okay. And if anyone needs, help finding the correct channels of support from ASUS, we still do have a topic here, so you guys can check this out. I'm going to post this in the Floatplane chat. Maybe Dan, if you can chuck that in some of the other chats. But we think we've seen enough that we're ready to work with them again. But nothing's permanent, right? Like we have begun and ended relationships with industry giants time and time and time again. I mean, NVIDIA
sometimes repaired them.
NVIDIA is a hilarious one, right?
Yeah.
Because they went from, working together to not working together for a long time.
Mod 24.
To working together extremely closely to not working together for 2 years because we called them out, to working together with them again. We're working with them now. We don't agree with everything they do, but you're not going to get a lot done from the outside.
Change. People leave, mentalities change,
Yeah.
mentalities shift.
I mean, I do think that NVIDIA has a bit of a chip on their shoulder from the top down.
Sure.
I mean, I would not criticize Jensen's business acumen
When you have that nice of an oven, you've got to be a shark to some degree.
or his knowledge. Everyone I've ever spoken to from NVIDIA is like, the scariest thing about Jensen is that he thinks he can do your job better than you can.
And he probably can.
And he's right.
Yeah.
He'll walk in like 2 seconds and solve something that you've been spending a week on. And it's like, that'd be terrifying, that kind of pressure. But it's very clear that NVIDIA is out for NVIDIA first. That's all I'll say about that. So anyway.
I've got some questions about the screwdriver really quick.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That is, what is the cost of things? What is the cost of the screwdriver itself? What is the cost of the case with the bits and all that kind of stuff? And what is the cost of the combo kit? Do we know any of that?
Look at this face.
You don't know any of that?
Does this look like a face that knows?
No. Okay. All right.
I actually don't know.
Can we figure that out? Because I think it's public info, isn't it? At least for the screwdriver itself?
It is 8:13.
Everybody's going.
I'm not messaging anybody right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I could call Nick, but I don't need to call Nick for that. I'm sure we'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
I mean, when it's out, you'll know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to bother someone if it just doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick's going to call in 3. No, my phone might be dead, actually. No, it's still got 2%. All right.
Got a lot of Teams messages.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to do another merch message before we move on
I think we're supposed to, right?
additional
Yeah.
topics 10 minutes ago?
Was that all, was that all the announcements? There was
I
a
think
lot
that
of them
was
this
it.
week.
I got to make sure that you get through them all or we get hit.
We get assaulted.
We did the pop-up event.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. We gotta be sure.
Calm down, boys.
They'll
We
beat
got
us
this.
with sticks.
They will not beat us with sticks.
They come out of the
I can't
quarterly
say that
budget if
'cause-
they break us on us.
Oh my God.
You gotta You didn't use up your stick budget this quarter. We're gonna take it out of the fiscal report. If we bought higher quality sticks, then they wouldn't break us much. No, the price of sticks. Okay, let's see.
They don't grow on trees.
Oh.
Yep, that was my entire contribution to that bit. And I ruined it. I 100% ruined it.
You did too.
Avon Fox branch manager. Okay, let's see. I can't even pick now. Hello, WAN Show. How did the video game auctions go? David had an impressive collection.
Oh,
I
didn't ask him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I meant to ask him. Hopefully good.
Probably good. Can we see?
Okay, that I'm not too bothered about, just like asking someone. Okay, I'll ask him. I'll see if I hear back.
Okay. Should I do another topic while are you just calling him? Or are you just
Yeah,
gonna message?
give us one more, Dan.
Sure. Let's see. What piece of tech has the best value? We've seen all the unique builds in your house, but what do you value the most?
What do you value the most?
value's tough. Because, like, okay, I was actually just talking to Yvonne today. We were at the water slides, and she was like, "Oh, are you going to leave your phone like at the like little tent site / like blanket area?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." She's like, "Are you going to like cover it up?" I'm like, "Oh, sure." And I like kick it under a blanket. It's like I was telling her, I actually love having a piece of crap phone that I don't have to care about.
Yep.
This thing doesn't matter to me at all. And I value that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like, what does value mean? Because you clearly said it's not money.
This is a mildly controversial part of the reason why I don't want a new car.
Because it's broken in. It's got the first scratch, the 10th scratch, 100th scratch.
If something
it's more scratch than car.
I'll be sad if it like stops working, but I'll just take it to a mechanic. If someone like bumps it, I don't know, I could probably get it fixed. Like I'm not super it's a Honda effectively. I'm sure there's parts and they're probably not that expensive.
Yeah.
Like whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's a very comfortable. Luke's a bad driver. I've never once been in an accident in my life.
What,
Shut up.
No.
That's not the point.
Like a scratch from like, okay, hold on. I'm going to try and think of some of the hilarious... No. Yeah, lean on it. No, I'm trying to think of some of the hilarious stuff you've had taking up the entire backseat of your car when I've gone to put my backpack in it. Okay? No.
There's a good reason for this.
He had this computer tower that had this like... machined part that Jake made him in like high school or something. It was back there for weeks.
Months. There was a water leak in my storage unit in my apartment, so I effectively didn't have storage. So my car just like became storage. It's solved now, so it's gone now. My car's empty now.
Really?
Yeah.
I need a ride tonight, so I'm going to find out just how empty it is.
Yeah. It's actually like empty.
And that, my friends, is how you secure a ride home.
I noticed that because you had previously said you're going to Uber, but I mean, I don't mind.
Well, no. No, not home. I meant from Cultus. From Cultus Lake.
When?
To get back here.
When are you going to Cultus?
I went today. Did you not notice me say I was at the water slides?
No. I was very focused.
He doesn't even listen to me.
I had so much work to do for you. Anyways. But yeah, the car's actually legitimately pretty clean at this point.
I'll be the judge of that.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
How it gets scratches. But there's tons of ways. Because like if you're wearing jeans.
Yeah, like putting random... See, it has so much stuff in it.
That too.
Scratching things on the way in and out.
It has leather seats. So for a while
he's a frictiony boy.
I was... for a while there, I was worried about like, putting something on the seats or whatever. I would put like a blanket or a towel down or something, try to protect the seat. And now it's like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was liberating spilling muriatic acid in my car.
Right? Like it kind of sucks, but at the same time, you're like, first one's out of the way.
Yeah, nothing's going to be worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I've stored snowboards in my car now. Like, whatever. At a certain point, it's like I want to use it for what it's for.
Yeah.
And not worry too much about all the little details.
Yeah, 100%.
The friction is jeans part. God, I have never even gotten to the point. There's the little like studs on your jeans that hold them together. And if you lean against a car, it could scratch the car. I realized
I thought you were going somewhere else entirely with that. They've never popped off rivets, from the sheer size of my...
Luke, you don't hold your jeans together. Sorry. Motion? Anyway. We should probably move on.
My goodness.
We
rivets,
have got more.
Rivets, sorry. I thought they were called studs.
We never
rivets.
answered their question.
What was it?
What do you value?
How did we get to that?
I don't know. This is going so badly.
Because you always bring it there.
I'll take that.
We start talking about your pants.
Oh, my goodness.
Where did it go?
He takes it. I can't.
Oh, no.
I don't know where the limit is, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. What piece of tech has the best...
Well, then you really won't be able to...
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, my face is starting to hurt. My goodness.
Mine too.
Okay. Wow!
Your face hurts?
Is that like a weird nerve thing? Like where you kind of pinch here, but you feel it over here?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
Value.
Was homoerotic vibes on the bingo card today?
I think that's the middle square.
It should be the free one.
What is this stupid show?
Most valuable piece of tech.
Oh, right. Okay, so what do I value? I value my NAS. The NAS is the one I would save in a fire.
Okay.
I'd try.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I have cloud backup of the things I really care about. Now that you said the save in a fire thing, like I wouldn't save any of my tech in a fire.
You wouldn't even take your phone?
If it's not already in my pocket,
Yeah, that's
there's
fair.
probably other things
That's fair.
I have the birds.
And
right?
I mean that
It's-
figuratively. You do not save anything in a fire unless it has a beating heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I mean, even just like, I don't know, my phone, I don't even like it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to replace it because I'm too cheap, but I'm not a fan of it. So like, whatever. If I can grab it on the way out, sure.
It's just that I'm a little hurt right now.
Why?
Because that Bulbasaur computer was handcrafted by my children.
Oh, I would love
and
to
you
save
were not,
it.
and you would not choose that as your most valuable tech.
Charizard's going to win in this fight. It's so big and heavy, and it's like I'd have to. If I don't unplug it, it's going to be stuck.
I'm just waiting for him to bring up his Squirtle again. Got him.
KCBN said, "What about your birds?" Yeah, that's essentially the problem, right? Like,
Yeah, but how do you like save a bird in a fire? Like they don't have clipped wings.
they'll be dead.
So literally,
immediately. I'd have to grab the cage and just run.
okay, the cage. As long as you have the cage, then they have a
If
chance.
they're out of the cage, it's probably just over. If there's smoke and they're out of the cage, there are tricks to be able to catch them.
Really?
You have to make. They have, oddly enough, I always thought the opposite for the longest time. But birds have at least budgies. Maybe this isn't true, but
Oh, interesting.
terrible night vision.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Owls
they're
have-
territorial.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Owls have fantastic night vision, as far as I know, but budgies have terrible night vision. So if you just turn the lights low, they can't see anything, and I can just catch them.
Oh, I thought you meant like catch them outside.
No.
Yeah, they're
If they
just
get
gone.
outside, they're pretty gone.
Yeah,
there is ways to catch them in that case, but that's like a process. It's not. Yeah, it's,
Trank dart.
No, they would definitely die. They're 30
They're the
grams.
size of the.
A really small one, obviously. I'm not an idiot.
I think I've told this story on WAN Show, but have I told you the story about how we were trying to catch that person's budgie that got out?
Yeah.
I was walking around a park
Yeah. I
with
remember
a
that.
bird cage and a speaker playing bird noises, looking absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you catch them, because they hear other birds and they're like, oh, okay, that's good. And then they see a cage and
I
they're like,
see.
well, that's where food often is.
Right.
So I'll go there, and then you just close the door.
Nice.
But then you have to figure out where the heck they are.
Right.
So that can be rough.
Put an air tag on it.
It's literally-
Then it wouldn't fly away.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, speaking of pets, we got 2 new cats.
Yeah. Yep. Your arm is what I was pointing at.
Oh, yeah, right. I told the story last week.
Yeah.
So we
But
have them
how's
now.
that going?
Great.
That's
They are
good.
super, super well socialized.
Really?
They are, yeah. On day 1, they were like scampering around, climbing everything, sitting in
way.
our laps. Couldn't
No
believe
way.
it. Couldn't believe it.
The sitting in your laps part is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so-
are they integrating with the other cats at all?
Here's
Was there
Yvonne,
a
day
time
1.
that- Wow.
Yeah. Just, they
For
be
practically any animal.
That's a
That's a good day
chillin'.
one.
We put a little, I
Wow.
found a cheap cat tree on Craigslist and our Facebook Marketplace and just like put it in the bathroom where they're staying while we
Okay, so they're
keep them
like-
isolated from the other cats. Yeah.
How long do you have to do that?
Oh, they
for?
want to see, show the class. Okay, yeah, here I'll send it. I'll message it to Dan. Dan.
How long do you have to do the isolation for?
We don't have to anything, but they have
Sure.
fleas and we can't treat them for another 3 weeks.
God.
And that also gives the other cats a little bit of time to kind of smell that something's going on. And it also gives these guys a little bit of time to get a little bigger and, stuff.
Are they? You said they have fleas, and there was a picture of Yvonne sitting with them.
Yeah, so we're just,
You just take your clothes off, wash them.
Yeah.
After you. Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense.
and realistically, we're just going to have to like treat everything after anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're over it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, birds you usually do like a month, even if there's no known issues. Just quarantine for a month.
Yep. Oh, they're at the top of the dock. Oh, okay. I thought you were just going to put them up. Okay, so here's my wife. I managed to catch her not yawning. Is that cute or what?
That's pretty cute.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Leaked my wife's pussy.
That's the best one yet.
Anyway, here's them.
Ridiculous.
Are they cute or what?
Oh, yes. They seem to be getting along quite well as well.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
We'll see. We'll see what the other cats think. I have so many now.
Yeah, we're up to 5.
Sheesh. That's like
We're getting pretty close to crazy cat lady territory.
What is the line there?
Oh, I think
is it 5 or are you past it? Like if you got one more, are you now officially crazy cat lady?
We see it as a ratio. We are a household of 5 people.
So
we only actually have a one cat to one person ratio.
Okay.
That doesn't seem that crazy. If we had 15 cats, well, there'd need to be an intervention of some sort.
I don't know. A lot of people have 2 cats.
Yeah, but they have 2 people usually.
Yeah, you got 5 people there.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
10 cats.
Yeah,
Totally,
see, right.
totally reasonable.
So 10, I think 10 would be fine.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable.
No.
Yeah, it's about the ratio, Luke.
No, I don't think it's okay. I think it can be at least partially about the ratio,
look,
but it also has to be.
If you and I had 2 wives, then it would be fine as long as there's 2 of us. Right? So it's fine. As long as between the 2 of us we don't have, say, 6 wives. Here in Canada, anyway.
Yes.
Always doing the cult?
Other than in Bountiful.
Yeah.
There's like a cult town in BC. We're not really sure how that works.
No, we want to do the cult town.
Linus Tech
That's
Town.
only you 2. It's not me.
LTT, Linus Tech Town.
Yeah.
It's already named.
What about second husband?
And then where we do the bizarre experimentation on people could be LTT Labs. Perfect.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
We'll eat blue oysters.
That's pretty good.
In our cult.
Blue oyster cult.
That's not good.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
That's stupid.
It took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, that is a thing.
Speaking of things that are sponsors. The show is brought to you today by MSI. School season is starting soon.
Oh, look at you!
Time to
God.
That's not a real picture.
Yeah, it is.
Well, not the face.
No, the face has been altered.
Pretty notably.
The hair, not so much.
Legit. The clothes are legit.
Yeah, I was actually wearing overalls like that.
What does the shirt say?
Walking restraining order waiting to happen. Don't worry about it. I liked funny shirts from Warehouse 1.
I did the same thing.
Time to drag your legs to class, but don't let a slow laptop drag your grades down. Whether you're crunching numbers, coding, or gaming after school, MSI has you covered. They offer a wide selection of laptops, gaming PCs, GPUs, and more. Check out the MSI Cyborg 14, an entry-level gaming laptop that's sleek and powerful, perfect for gamers, students, or student gamers, or gaming students. It's equipped with a 14-inch Full HD screen, an NVIDIA 4000 series GPU, and an Intel Core i7 processor. If that's not quite what you're looking for, MSI has plenty of other laptops on sale, so be a good student and check out MSI's back-to-school deals at the link in the description. Missed opportunity. Be a good student and study MSI's back-to-school deals. There, I redid that for you. The show is also brought to you by Antlion Audio. Do you feel the need to scream at your friend because they won't stop feeding? We had the wrong face in here. It should have been Luke's face because I'm the feeder. Don't worry, we've got a solution for you. Now you can attach a mic to any headphones thanks to our sponsor, Antlion Audio. Oh, what? You have to finish the thing. I want to see the thing land on the thing.
We're waiting.
Do it again, Dan. We're waiting. Nice. Their clasp system uses premium adhesive so it won't damage the surface, and it's safe for metal, plastic, wood, and other materials. You can twist, pull, or remove the mic easily. Plus, their new ModMic USB 2 and ModMic Uni 2 feature an upgraded mic capsule for better sound quality and improved background noise reduction. So your friends will hear you loud and clear. And if you prefer wireless, they have that too. What was I even looking at there? Just find the one that suits your needs and slap a mic on any headset or surface in seconds.
Whoa.
That's sick, actually.
Antlion Audio offers a 2-year warranty and a 30-day return policy, so you can shop with confidence. They're available on AntlionAudio.com, Amazon, and several other retailers. We've included a link in the video description. These guys have been doing great stuff for a long, long time. I remember seeing their first product, and I was like, oh, that's really smart.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I didn't know they had wireless solutions.
And then they took the whole thing, and they made it, like, smarter.
Yeah.
Cool. Great job, you guys. The show is also brought to you by Pulseway. Do you have more important things to do during work hours? Our sponsor, Pulseway, keeps an eye on your IT systems so you don't have to. Whether you're on a coffee run or binging your favorite show, Pulseway's got your back. Are we really encouraging this behavior? Oh, my God.
Sorry, that blindsided me. Coffee or...
Cool. Pulseway simplifies IT management... by giving you complete visibility into your network, no matter where you are. Now, with mobile device management, MDM included, Pulseway gives you full control over workstations, servers, and mobile devices, all from your phone. It's compatible with any operating system, making it your all-in-one solution for monitoring, managing, and troubleshooting your IT environment. There's also a limited time offer for our viewers to get 40% off their plans. So try Pulseway for free today with no commitment at lmg.gg/LTT23. We actually did a sponsored video with Pulseway earlier this week that I'm very excited about. We added some automations to the water-cooled rack that will hopefully prevent disaster again.
Oh,
yeah.
That seems good.
So with Pulseway, we can shut down all the systems in the event of our leak detectors sensing liquid. We can shut off our, there's a relay for the pumps. Jake created like a bunch of automations and stuff. So
sweet.
Basically everything will be fine.
That's awesome. Go Jake.
Yep. That'll be good. What else? What else we got going on here today? What do you want to talk about?
I think we have another title topic. Which one was it? Oh yeah, a new version of Windows unlocks crazy Ryzen performance boost.
Yeah.
Early tests of AMD's branch prediction improvements in the upcoming 23H2 version of Windows 11 show significant performance jumps in most games. Hardware Lux found improvements between 13 and 41% for Starfield.
Wow, for all the dozens of people playing that game still. Great job.
This one's maybe a little better. 4 to 61% for Cyberpunk. This is a huge delta. And roughly 10 to roughly 20% improvements for F1 2024, depending on CPU. Hardware Unboxed found a 2 to 4% improvement in Halo Infinite, but a 30+% improvement for Gears 5 and 13% improvement for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Hardware Unboxed also found similar numbers to Hardware Lux for F1 24. Go check those videos out for more information. Microsoft has also backported these improvements into an optional update for the current version of Windows.
Oh, that's exciting.
As well.
Excellent. So, yeah, great work. Keep it up. Maybe next time, at launch would be better.
Yeah, wait for that update.
Letting everybody
something.
know you're using an admit account and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would be really good.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
What else we got this week? There were a lot of people calling on me to, how do I put this? To kind of do a takedown of, hold on, let me just, I want to actually bring up the topics doc because I actually wrote some of my own thoughts in there and they didn't necessarily make their way into the doc itself. So there were people, particularly on Reddit, calling on me to do like a takedown of Austin Evans's video on the Framework 13. He published a review yesterday talking about a lot of the downsides of the hyper repairable modular laptop investment disclosure. I'm invested in Framework. Some of the downsides he identified were the relatively high price for the performance, construction compromises for the sake of modularity, the genericness of the keyboard. There's actually some stuff he talked about that isn't necessarily in my notes here. He talked about the lag for framework to have the latest processors. But I guess what I'm sort of trying to ask is, why would I be doing a takedown of his video? His conclusion was that essentially it wasn't for him. He didn't see the value of it.
And this ties directly back into the same thing that I've been complaining about, which is not all reviewer people need to agree with each other, and that's okay. Austin doesn't need to agree with your take. If it's even different than your take.
But that's the thing, is I don't even think he did. If you watch the whole video,
I haven't watched it.
And if you listen, it's 20 minutes long. Like, it's long. And if you listen to everything he says, he talks a lot about the positive things as well. It's actually pretty balanced. And I think actually a lot of the negative, he's getting roasted for it.
Seems like it.
And I think a lot of the negativity toward the video actually demonstrates what a good job he did of outlining the compelling things about the framework, and particularly the Framework 13. Because everyone who watched his video disagrees with his conclusion, because he actually did a really great job of outlining everything that's super good about it. There are a couple of things that, if I was to have a private conversation with him, I might say, yeah, here's, something, here's an alternate perspective or whatever else. But I don't know. It was kind of disheartening for me to see the people who were looking for some kind of drama or showdown between me and Austin. There won't be. There shouldn't be. He gave his opinion. He didn't make it personal. Nothing he said was personal. Everything he said was his opinion based on his time, his experience with the product. And he has different priorities. I saw a couple people criticizing the laptop that he compared it to, saying that it wasn't a like for like, the one that he found for half the price that had the same processor in it or whatever else. And you know what? That's fair. But Austin's priorities might not be those things that are better about the Framework 13. And I think you'd have to be a complete fanboy. You'd have to be deluded to look at the Framework 13 and say it's the best value laptop. We don't even use them internally here. And there's a variety of reasons for that. A lot of our folks prefer touchscreen. Framework still doesn't have a touchscreen option. That's feedback I've been giving them on an ongoing basis. The cost is not necessarily the most competitive for what the spec is. There are departments where we have at least considered rolling them out, and the ability to upgrade them over time is a key part of that. The ease with which you can get replacement parts is a key part of that. But it's not going to be perfect for every environment. And guys, investment or no investment, I would never tell you that it's the perfect thing for every environment. Like, look, the second that I turn into a framework salesman, you should stop buying frameworks and you should stop watching LTT. That hasn't happened and it never will. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like what's hold on. I saw a comment from someone that was like, it felt like, I think it was Crystal, it felt like he missed the point, but he didn't. He outlined the point really well. He actually talked in detail about the point and about the benefits. And I don't agree with his conclusion.
Which is fine, yeah.
Which is totally fine. But what I do respect is the way that he outlined both sides before he presented his conclusion, giving you an opportunity to be armed with the facts and decide if you agree with him or not. I don't know. I'm so done with everybody having to agree. And if we disagree, not being able to do it in a manner that is respectful.
Yeah.
You should get multiple perspectives. I have always said that. And the only perspective that I won't accept is the perspective that you don't need multiple perspectives. There is no one truth. There is no one answer. It is never that simple. You could look at the best benchmarks taken in the most scientific manner. But if the most important thing to you is turning on all of the eye candy with a bunch of mods, those benchmarks are never going to be the most relevant thing to you because in the interest of repeatability, they can never use those mods. It's never black and white. Literally never. Just, I'm tired of it, man. Tired of it.
It's really frustrating. Speaking of frustrating, Ubisoft patch resets player progress for Star Wars Outlaws. Several hours after the launch of the paid 3-day early access for Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft sent PS5 players an email telling them to install a day one patch. That's a weird way of communicating that, but sure. The patch fixes some potentially game-breaking bugs, such as one that could lead to the player being forever stranded in space, but it also requires players to restart from a new save. Oof. According to Ubisoft, pre-patch save files will face issues and progression blockers. As compensation, Ubisoft is giving these players an in-game cosmetic called a Trailblazer trinket and 100 Ubisoft Connect units.
Is that a belly button ring or what? What kind of trail are we blazing?
No idea. It says AKA loyalty points. Oh my god.
Get some treasure.
Oh my goodness. It says AKA loyalty points. I don't know what Connect units are or whatever. I have no idea. The deluxe editions that include this 3-day early access period cost $40 to $60 on top of the price of the base game. Some players lost 15 hours of playtime. Ooh.
Okay, so here's my thing. Save data should be compensated at dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the first time I did it wasn't work. It was play.
It's definitely going to feel like work the second time.
It's definitely work the second
for
time.
A lot of probably this
is one of the things that makes me so angry about Nintendo. Just they do a lot of things that are really great. They make great games. I'm going to keep giving them my money. Like, but the way that they hold your save data hostage if you don't buy their online subscription is actually like I can't make an argument for why it should be criminal, but I wish it was.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
The fact that you can't back up that save data in any other way, just so angry. And so looking at this, the fact that people had to pay extra to have to do work essentially doing QA for Ubisoft, a multi-billion-dollar company, I can't abide it.
Speaking of, this is a little off topic, but in the realm of how you were like, yeah, Nintendo's makes some great stuff. They make really frustrating other things, but I'll just keep giving them my money because they make great games. Mr. DankPods over there has a video, his most recent video. It's called "It's Time to Change. It's Time for Linux." And he basically talks in this video, and you
What year is it?
Watch it yourself.
What year is it?
The year of Linux desktop.
Is it the year? Is it the year of Linux desktop?
It's
because I've got
really
a story.
Good video.
Go ahead.
It's a great video. It has 500,000 views already. We're not going to watch it, although it is this type of stuff. But you should go watch it yourself, even if you're not going to switch to Linux. Honestly, I think it's just a really. I mean, he's been doing this for a long time. He's really good at it. It's a very good video. But he talks about a lot of like good stuff. And he talks about how like people have flamed him for switching to Linux, but then he talks about how those same people are the people that say you should like vote with your wallet on things. And he's unhappy with what's happening with Mac OS, and he's unhappy with what's happening with Windows. He talked about how like you buy this operating system, then you get ads in it, which yeah, that's ridiculous.
Dude, I tried to install an unsigned driver on Mac OS that was for like I had to clear like 4 or 5 different prompts, dig into the settings in order to, it was wild.
Yeah.
I was trying to get an old printer working. And actually, this was where I was going to get into Year of Linux. One of the things that is still just very difficult with Linux was we needed a Linux desktop like quick because we were just trying to see if like this old printer would work with it. And I was like, Steam Deck. I'll just grab a Steam Deck. That's like the closest at-hand machine, and you just reboot it in desktop mode. It doesn't even reboot, I don't think. It just switches, it fires up the desktop environment. And Valve didn't include any of the printer stuff. Because why would they, I guess, on a game console, except that it's supposedly a desktop computer, and it's just completely not there. And it's like,
you could get it, but it's gonna be annoying.
Yeah,
he
it's-
talks in the video about how there's
every time I touch it, it's just okay.
Yeah,
it's side quest.
he talks about that.
It's like if Frodo had to put the ring in Mount Doom. Okay, but first he had to go play World of Warcraft, harvest a bunch of pigs, and then he had to go, get the in-game gold and get it on a USB and personally deliver it to frickin'
I mean, you could argue there's some side questing in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, you could argue that.
There's a fair amount.
Okay, it's like he had to put the ring in the Mount Doom, but first he had to go and fight the Ring Wraiths. I don't know. I never read the book. And they had to talk to Tom Bombadil, which is where I stopped reading Fellowship of the Ring every single time. Yeah, that's it. He had to talk to Tom Bombadil.
The actually scariest character in the whole book.
Dude, the guy's deranged.
But yeah, anyways.
Every time I've tried to read that book like 3 or 4 times, can't get past it. And I'm not the kind of person who can just skip.
Yeah.
And I don't think there'll ever be an abridged Lord of the Rings. Has someone done it? Have they actually published? And I'm going to look it up.
I feel like probably.
Abridged Fellowship of the Rings.
Before we
They've
get
done like
completely
kids
off the
version.
topic,
I'm not counting that.
Whether you're interested in Linux or not, honestly, I'll go watch the video. I think it's really good. I think it's extremely based for consumers to just not buy into things that they actually really hate. So I strongly support what he's doing.
This is so pompous. It is not possible, even at great length, to pot The Lord of the Rings in a paragraph or two. It was begun in 1936, and every part has been written many times. Hardly a word in its 600,000 or more has been unconsidered. And the pacing, style, size, and contribution to the whole of all the features, incidents, and chapters has been laboriously pondered. You could abridge The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Drac Ryu in Full Plane Chat said abridged LOTR, LOTR is the movies.
Yeah, I guess.
Which is kind of true, but the books are still.
Why didn't they just take the birds? That's the abridged one. We just go on the big crow and then just drop it in from the sky, and then woo, we saved the hobbles.
The hobbles.
There you go. Lord of the 30-minute short.
Zap Rosedower says, those are Tolkien's words. I know. That doesn't make them not pompous.
Yeah.
I carefully... Hold on. What's the line? My use of that word was laboriously pondered. Oh, man. Anyway.
I kind of respect it, though. I don't think you should abridge it.
If
you can't stomach Tom Bombadil, if you can't stomach Tom Bombadil, just whatever. Just move on. It's part of the damage.
Yeah, but I don't...
Damage.
I want someone else to do the work for me. I don't want to have to skim. I don't want to skim to see when the boring part is over. Like, I want the important parts. I don't want to have to wade through this slop in order to get like an interesting conversation that takes place or something.
I think if you're really trying to understand the actual, and he was actually very into this, as someone who has read the Silmarillion and what is it called, the Sons of Húrin or whatever it's called, and all the other books. I think he's trying to help you understand the world, and understanding Tom Bombadil does help with understanding the world.
Oh my god, I'm so bored listening to you right now.
Even though it feels out of place.
You're so tedious right now.
It's funny because you actually look more tired.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anyways,
you could read the book's comments. Yeah.
You probably can. Like, does Goodreads have a comment section? Goodreads, LOTR. It has votes. Does it have comments? There are reviews. They're reviews, not comments. There's comments on the reviews.
There we go. Cliff's notes.
Oh, no.
Let's go.
No.
Let's go. Oh, easy peasy. Next, the Two Towers. Let's go. Band of orcs capture Merry and Pippin, kills Boromir. Yep, Aragorn. Spoiler alert. Although treated roughly by the orcs, Merry and Pippin remain unharmed when the Rohirrim attack. The hobbits run to safety to the forest. Yep, this seems pretty good. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go with this. I don't need to read the books now. To be clear, I'm a reader. I actually am a reader. I have read, thick books and stuff. It's not that I'm incapable of
thick books.
I've read thick books and stuff. I just can't get through Tom Bombadil. It's insufferable.
I've read thick books and I can't be fictitious.
I can't be fictitious.
Yeah.
Wait, and no cap? What are you even saying?
Yeah, that basically. Yeah.
All right. I read the thickest books. Yes, I've considered skipping him. That's what Luke tells me to do every time. No, someone should help. Someone should have to look. That's not my point. My point is just that it's not that I don't have the attention span to read.
Tom Bombadil is a difficult section of the book.
It's really stupid. Between that and the unending descriptions of mountains, I'm just like, if I want to know what a mountain looks like, I will literally just open my door and walk outside and touch grass. I have mountains right there.
Some people don't.
But I do. I don't need that book for them. Oh, so now we're hating on mountains. No, I love hot dogs and hamburgers. I like hamburger patties that are made of hot dog meat. Wait, no, I don't think anyone would like that. Would that be good? That's not a hamburger patty.
Sausage patty?
Sausage patty?
A sausage patty? And also, hot dog meat is not sausage. Sausage is awful. Hot dog is a whole other level.
Pork patties?
Pork patties. Hot dogs made of ground beef. Okay, hold on. What are we even...
Breakfast sausage
Did
patties.
we just invent food? I think we might have just invented food. I think we invented a food.
I think I'm going to go hike into the mountains and read Lord of the Rings in the mountains so I can read descriptions of mountains while on a mountain.
You're totally not going to do that.
Probably not. But I am going for a hike on Monday. But anyways.
You're not going to take Lord of the Rings with you. That'd be so lame.
Yeah.
That'd be so lame you wouldn't be able to hike on the mountain.
Oh man, you've been on one today. You've been good.
I'm spicy today.
You've been quick with those.
Police using AI to write reports.
That's dumb.
Axon, formerly known as Taser International, is selling software.
Evil Company Inc.
Axon.
Is selling software to law enforcement that uses AI to create draft police reports from body cam footage called Draft One. Notably, they're also the dominant vendor for police body cameras in the United States. At least some police departments, such as the Oklahoma City Police, are already using Draft One. The software is only intended to create a draft that an officer can then review and edit into a final report.
There's no way this could go wrong.
Both because the AI is not 100% reliable, and also because an officer who testifies in court needs to be consistent with written accounts authored under their name.
Yeah, they can't just read it before they go to court. That'll never happen.
Let's see how this goes. It'll surely not be terrible.
Guaranteed to be terrible.
It'll surely not be terrible.
What a joke. Oh, people suck so
Wait,
much.
where did my note on this go? What happened to my notes on this?
What notes on what?
Oh, wait, hold on. Did I not have notes on this? Maybe I had notes on something else. No. Oh, man, I was missing one of my really good notes on something. The AnandTech shutting down thing. I had wanted to talk about how one of the big challenges is that there's no money in, the written media format that AnandTech relies on anymore.
I think it's also that the techie space is a higher percentage of adblock users. Adblock hits things like static web ads kind of the hardest. There's no money there. I know there's review sites of more normie things that do a lot better because lower adblock.
Tech is going to eat its own tail by automating things to death. And I was reminded of that when I saw this post on r/hardware about our Snapdragon for a Month challenge, where someone used an AI generated summary to basically there, save you 18 minutes. And it's like, you realize that an AI can't use these laptops in a real world situation, and then report on that unless someone is actually doing the work. It's
Yep.
good luck, everybody.
Yep.
It's super. That's a weird community.
Yeah.
It's super weird. How sort of tentative and scared people have to be to say, I thought it was a good video there. Man, the tribalism is it's a whole thing. Anyway, good luck, everybody. NiceHash. According to multiple reports online, crypto broker NiceHash has sent out an email announcing they'll be charging a $6 a month service fee to users with inactive accounts starting on October 1st. According to the email, users can avoid this service fee by simply engaging in an activity on the platform, such as buying or selling crypto. It does not mention account deactivation as an option, but many have rushed to do so regardless.
I guarantee I know why they're doing this.
They also implemented a series of other fees, including $10 to change your account's email address. Look at this. So
reset 2FA, $10. Recover account, $10.
Seriously?
Account, $10.
Okay, you said you know why they're doing this, other than just being
Okay, this part
jerk-offs.
I don't know. The previous part I thought it was just because they probably had a lot of stagnant accounts from like the absolute peak of GPU mining, and they're sitting there with all these stagnant accounts that have Bitcoin sitting in them. And they're just
and they want to just
I can slowly drain these out from people that are not paying attention to their accounts, even if, hey, you know, maybe I sort of forgot about that account because it only had like $10 in it. I did this over like a few weeks with my GPU and then sort of forgot it existed over time. And you know, $10 would be nice, but it wasn't impactful enough that I sort of forgot about it. You can drain that out, but you do that to 10,000, 100,000, a million. Now it starts being a big deal. So you can just, but I don't know. Extremely highly monetizing their customer support was not a curveball I expected to come right after that. So now I don't know.
Well, anyway, we don't work with them anymore. We did one sponsored video with them back when they seemed pretty chill.
It blew up anyways.
Yeah, people were mad about it. And hey, yeah, maybe they're assholes. So
yeah,
great. I'm glad we stopped working with them.
Yeah, like this one line, the monthly service fee for inactive accounts. Yeah, I suspect they're just, you know, if you're going to ignore it, we're going to drain it, which isn't a good thing, but I understand why they're doing it.
The FBI is bad at shredding hard drives, apparently. This seemed a lot more interesting when I was first reading it, but yeah, basically government not do things properly sometimes. And this is really exciting. Man, there's been so much good, like, pro-labor news lately and, like, like, regular people news. There's been some bad news. Like there was the Canadian government mandating the rail workers back to work. That was not super cool. But this is super cool. Following a year-long investigation, the U.S. National Labor Relations Board has found that Amazon is a joint employer of subcontracted drivers that work for its partner companies in Palmdale, California. Amazon's refusal then to negotiate with their currently striking union was thereby determined to be illegal. The company was likewise determined to have made unlawful threats. I have no idea what the actual impact will be on Amazon, but this is sick. Being able to just hire a firm that can be spun up and closed down or contracted and not contracted on a whim, being able to hide behind that and essentially not have to pay people living wages and not have to treat them properly is such a broken loophole in, I was going to say the American system, but as far as I can tell, it's like basically a lot of places, and it's gross. And this is far from a death blow, but this is a good start. So let's do away with that.
At least one person checked their NiceHash account because of that thing and found $150. So maybe go check your NiceHash.
Yeah, go check your NiceHash account.
To get the money out of there and then run away.
Because like back when it was cool, it was actually pretty convenient and pretty cool, which is why we worked with them.
Yeah.
Definitely get your money out before they take it. Found like $4.50. Nice.
$40, $15. Someone said a lot somewhere. I don't know what it was, like a few hundred.
Oh. Okay. All right. Anyway, all good.
Are you good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's time for WAN Show After Dark.
Oh, very nice. It'll take him a second.
Oh, yeah. Dan's on this. Man, what was I going to talk about? You know, I lived here my whole life. I had never been to the Cultus Lake water slides.
Really?
Never. Not once. Have you done the 72-foot drop one?
Is it super new?
I don't know.
If it's not super new, then yes, because I had.
It's
gone on
basically like
everything.
a vertical drop.
Yeah, they had kind of two that were sort of like that.
Yeah.
One of them was the tandem.
The wavy one.
Yeah.
There's no tandem. They only have one on the wavy one now.
No, I mean, sorry. It was still a really steep drop, but it was the bowl.
Oh, no, not that.
Oh, man. We put my dad, my brother, and I all in one tube and did the bowl. And my dad was able to touch the lip on the other side. We got so much. It was awesome. We used to go to Cultus all the time. Yeah, it was good.
All right, anyway. Yeah, no, I'd never been. So finally went.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else is new?
Someone
just
found $170.
Nice.
People just keep chiming
Nice.
in like they find a bunch of money in there.
Yeah, go get that money.
Yeah.
Get
It
some
might
money.
be zero, but if it's not, hey, you got something.
Spend it on LTT store. Woo, let's go.
I don't believe that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know. Some people
Possible.
are pretty bro-y.
Yeah.
You own any crypto right now?
No.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I'm out, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
There's been a bunch of times where I've called it and I like could have made money, but I just at this point in time,
I just don't want to follow it.
exactly. I don't want to put the effort in. I'm sure if I did, I could make some money, but there's other things I can do.
I don't like remember my passcodes on my like ledger.
It's also
things,
just like
and
another job, basically.
Yeah, I just don't care anymore. I think I'm out.
Yep.
And like it's, which exchange is the one that's like probably gonna disappear and take all your money this time.
I've got a buddy that you know, but I'm not going to name.
Yeah.
That's super into it and has made disgusting money.
Oh yeah.
And continues to be honest. Doing great.
Oh yeah.
Proud of the boy. But he pours a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
It's his job. That's what he does.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, cool. But I don't want to do that. I'm doing other stuff. So it is what it is. We all got our things. I have 5K in NiceHash, not even joking. Completely forgot BTC was like 15K back then. Oh.
Nice.
That's sick. Okay.
Yeah, good for you.
I guess that makes sense. If it wasn't necessarily super valuable back then, but it's gone up a huge amount.
Yeah, it's sitting pretty good right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so like
$359.71 in my NiceHash.
Don't forget who reminded you.
LTTstore.com.
LTTstore.com.
4 point subscriptions. Oh my.
We need to allow people to gift them. Are we working on gifting subscriptions?
Not right now, but we will be.
Okay, cool.
That is a plan. There is how much of this stuff do I want to say? I don't know.
How about a lot of it?
No.
Let's have another business meeting.
Well, there's a huge thing that we're working on that I legitimately cannot talk about.
Why would you even tell me that then?
Well, you know about it.
I don't remember. You'll have to tell me. You'll have to remind me.
Nope. And as part of doing that, there are some things coming that will be good upgrades.
I heard back from David. He said pretty insane. $17,000 after fees and shipping. So even without giving away some of his cool pieces, or not giving away, but even without auctioning some of his cool pieces, he's still way up on what he spent on his collection.
Okay, so he is up.
Savvy buyer.
He's up.
Savvy buyer.
Very cool.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. After dark?
It's already after dark.
You're after dark.
You're doing it.
Your
face is after dark. Got him.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you a merch message now. Hi, LD. Last week was the first WAN show I've missed since 2019.
Wow,
because
weak. You're weak.
Because I was
You're
getting
weak.
married.
How dare you? Oh,
How could you let that happen?
I read ahead. That's why I was.
I know.
I should have rescheduled the wedding.
Yeah, that seems like you're
really?
Some
On
things
Friday?
in life are important,
On
and
Friday?
your partner needs to understand that.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put it on like a screen there?
You were on the streak. Now you're off the streak.
Yeah.
Weak.
Yeah. You're not a streak anymore. You're a stain. A stain on this show.
Yeah.
On this institution.
I suggest you let that marinate.
Okay, sorry. What was the... Oh, okay. Right. What's your favorite memory from your wedding? We were just busy berating you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you two divorcing each other? You missed WAN show. You missed WAN show. I just can't live with this man.
He's intolerable ever since.
Okay, hold on. We're going to come back to this for a second. You had me put Letterkenny on my Plex server.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes.
I didn't think you'd get it all. I never suggested you watch it. I just wanted to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't think I'd get it? I mean, there's an entire episode about fart
get
jokes.
it. I didn't think you'd necessarily...
People sharing their farts with each other.
Wait, you've watched that far? You like it?
I watched 3 episodes. I can't tell if it's like stupid funny or just fucking stupid.
It's actually great. What I think you might legitimately like more is Shorzy.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't suggest you watch this at all.
People said Fart Book is the worst episode. Well, that's good because it's not very good.
Fart Book was pretty rough.
Okay.
It's like super campy, just some like dudes in Canada doing what they can. Shorzy is better, in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, I like Letterkenny, but Shorzy's better. Shorzy's far superior to Letterkenny. If you're going to watch one of them, watch Shorzy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. But I didn't recommend you watch either. For me, Letterkenny was side monitor content.
Okay.
That was funny sometimes.
Okay.
Shoresy's like actually pretty good.
Okay. All right. So favorite memory from my wedding. It's hard to pick one. Luke wasn't there, so.
Oh!
No, that's not because he like missed it. He didn't know me yet. Favorite memory from my wedding.
Yeah, I met you like right afterwards.
I think like, man, how do I pick favorite? It's hard. It's such an emotional day. It's such a roller coaster. You know, like everything was chaos. We were late for our own.
I think that's surprisingly common.
Yeah, well, like
the reception. I think you're saying.
No, not the reception. The actual ceremony. Like we were slightly late for it. Everyone was like already seated and like ready to go, and we rolled in because like our wedding day shoot ran a little bit late, and like the weather was incredible. Like we got married in late April, and we did that because it was cheaper. Because as long as you're not in May, the rates are way lower. Because the chances of the weather were in Vancouver. So the chances of the weather being good in April are hit or miss. And the whole day was on and off showers, but it was like the skies cleared every time we needed to be outside. And then it rained the second we needed to go inside. Like it was actually kind of magical.
That's cool.
Like it was sprinkling, and then we had our outdoor ceremony. And then as people were heading inside, it started sprinkling again. It was like, wow, this is incredible. And then it was clear for our shoot in the morning, which was also outside. Nice. The whole thing was just kind of incredible. Obviously there's like the moment, the rings, and she's walking up the aisle, and we had bubbles. Everyone in the audience had like bubble blowers. So there was like bubbles everywhere, which was really cool. Ivan tearing up the dance floor was definitely a highlight.
That has to be.
That's the Ivan that used to work here. We were colleagues at NCIX before he worked here. Just the like breathing afterward when it was over.
I could see that.
And kind of going, I think we threw a really good party,
I could see that.
Because it's kind of like it was the first thing we accomplished as a married couple.
Sure.
Was to throw a hell of a party, as kind of the way that we saw it, because Yvonne had like an emotional breakdown in the lead up to the wedding, realizing that she had completely lost control over like What do you mean we're doing it this way? What do you mean we have this now? Why are people, I understand the desire to contribute, but I actually didn't want that there. Don't bring it here. And I basically was like, hun, it's not about you. Like, yes, this is your wedding, but your mom is marrying her first daughter.
Yeah.
There's other stakeholders. Because she was like, I don't even know a lot of these people that are there, and just like, like a lot of really tough stuff. So it was basically like, look, here's the deal. Let's just go with the flow. And what we're going to do is on our honeymoon, we're going to take our wedding finery, and we're just going to, what about second ceremony? With just you and me and a witness, and we'll have someone over. We'll do the cool photo. We'll do the donkey ride through the town. Yeah. We'll do a new wedding photo shoot. We're just gonna, it's not going to have any legal significance or anything. We'll sign the documents at home, obviously. But if that will allow us to just detach from this and just have fun with whatever it is and lose control a little bit of the details. And then it won't matter if, we don't have enough cake, or if if someone isn't able to, or if we never got to eat the food. We had so many people there because our families wanted to invite people that we didn't even know, but we went around and, had FaceTime with everyone, which back then meant seeing people face to face, not using your phone. So we were able to just throw a party and enjoy everyone else enjoying it, and us enjoying that and enjoying parts ourselves. And like, there was stuff that we just weren't that into, like some of the first dance stuff, and that other people, it was really important to other people for tradition and stuff. And then so before we had this sort of frame of mind change, that was causing a lot of stress. And I was like, look, the worst thing for this day is for it to cause stress.
Oh yeah.
That is not what anybody will benefit from.
And I think the approach of like, we'll just do it how you want on our own sort of version of it thing, if you can afford to do that, I think that's super sick, because then, I think it helps release some of the pent up, like, because some people, they wait for that for their entire life. So like, if anything is slightly off, they're going to go crazy over it. So being able to let go of that is cool.
Crystal says, yikes, shouldn't a wedding be about the couple? Sure. In theory. In practice, the world is never that clean.
Yeah.
It's just not that clean. And at a certain point.
And you can fight for that, because sure enough, that's true, but you can fight for that, but it's going to be a fight.
Yeah, and you can have lines. Like you can absolutely have boundaries. But at the end of the day, are you willing to damage a relationship over it? What is a wedding?
Maybe. Depends on the thing.
Yeah, but is it worth it?
Depends on the thing.
That's the question you got to ask yourself.
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself, is it worth it?
I'm trying to think of my brother's wedding. My brother's wedding went fantastically well, but I can think of a range of things that could have happened that I probably would have like shielded him from needing to burn bridges, but I would have burnt bridges with ferocity. And like, it's just, if certain things happen, you have to spend, there's that boundary line that you're talking about, but there's some amount of flexibility that you can have as well.
Yeah, I mean, and to be clear, like, we were lucky. We didn't have anyone get totally wasted and say something completely inappropriate or whatever. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just preference things. And so you gotta ask yourself, is my preference really worth this fight? Does it actually really matter?
You might also, at the exact same time that's happening, start questioning why this thing with that person would need to be a fight. And you can kind of like strategically reposition these relationships as you go, but it might not be worth having that battle, but you have to kind of keep in mind that person brought it to that point.
Troublebot. Love it. My wife and I eloped a few months before the wedding because we'd already lost so much control to her parents who were paying for it. We went into our big wedding then with so little stress, because at that point it was just a regular party with a little recreation at the beginning.
That's cool.
And if you play your cards right, there's some recreation at the end too.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
like that.
Yeah.
Sup LTT. Live in a closet guy here again.
Nice.
I bought PSVR2 as for content consumption without a PS5. Linus, have you tried PSVR2 on PC yet? Thoughts? Also, is merge messages end-to-end encrypted?
Given we're going to read them out, I think it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
but I think they're just asking silly questions.
Okay.
I don't think
Am
they're
I a
actually serious about
shall?
that.
Conrad's here. I'm sure you could answer, but yeah.
Am
no,
I
don't
quantum
think so.
computer safe?
I haven't.
No.
I haven't tried PSVR2 on PC yet. I probably should play around with it, but yeah, it's a good headset. The fact that you need the adapter kind of harms the value of the price a little bit. I kind of wish you didn't, but it seems like a pretty good play. It seems like a pretty good play.
I didn't get it. Insomniac in chat pointed it out. He's memeing on the Telegram subject.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was like, what
Luke was immediatally ready to defend his platform.
He's had a hard week.
We can make it worse.
He's had a hard week.
we can
There's
make it
still
worse.
time.
It'll be fine.
Okay, let's see. Hey, Luke and Dan, as infrastructure guys, are there any benefits to my job's work from home practice of having us remote into PCs on our desk at the office instead of virtualized PCs on the company servers?
If they are relatively unsophisticated, then there could be. If everything is set up properly, there should be no reason that you can't just use your system at home and and remote into a virtualized PC from there.
Yeah, it depends on the security level of the things you're dealing with.
And sometimes like if it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb. And if everything is just set up and then they just don't have to change anything and don't have to figure anything out, if you just remote into your workstation.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
probably fine.
Yeah.
Again, though, it depends on the security level of the things you're dealing with. Editing video is like,
Sure.
okay,
Do whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. But there's other things that wouldn't be good.
Sinus, Lake, and Man. You have talked about poor search engine algorithm functions recently. Your thoughts on YouTube shadow suppressing a video and claiming the algorithm? Any way to prove or disprove this?
Sure, I can prove it. When one of the Paul brothers, I forget which one because they're both the same to me, made the Suicide Forest video. And
Logan.
yeah, was it? Sure. And YouTube claimed that they weren't suppressing the channel, but they definitely were, because you could search for exactly the name of the channel and it would be below the fold. There, I proved it.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
There was absolutely no way that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So they definitely can do that. So, okay, cool. Hey, what happened to the thing at the top of the merch message dashboard?
What about it?
Did I leak it too many times and now it doesn't
What?
exist anymore? or
No,
what?
no, it's under partner spots.
you minimize
Third one
it?
down.
You probably minimized
Oh,
it.
stats. There it is. I accidentally minimized it. Oh, wow. You guys pre-ordered a lot of scribe drivers. I've been curious all show.
They're going to be gone again.
I don't know. Another 10,000 of them? I don't know, man.
Last time, they lasted 3 days?
Well, yeah. But surely there's a limit to the number of pens people need. Like some number. What could it be? Here, hold on. Let me see if I can write it down on your arm.
Oh, that was legitimately not that easy to get off, even. And I had to explain it. Just like the neck tattoos, I forgot it was there, and I never warned Emma, so she was like, what?
I think she'd be used to it by now.
Syncplane says,
In her defense, it wasn't like she was mad. She was just like, what's happening?
More weird stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Syncplane says, please stop selling Prime in your vending machines. Guys, I said in the video, they were just in there for testing. I don't know where they came from. Probably they just someone who works there who doesn't even know who the Paul brothers are grabbed a bunch of random beverages. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Also, they didn't taste that bad. I tried them. They were not bad.
But the
Luke, is there anything in your fridge or freezer from Nestle?
no.
Then stop. What? Not a single thing.
He's lying. It's impossible.
Maybe that I didn't buy.
Here we go. Anything from any of these brands?
So far, no.
No Arrowhead crackers.
Nope.
No, Arrowroot. I was thinking of Arrowroot.
I'm looking too.
But this baby, I'm not gonna have that one.
Okay,
I'm not gonna have bottled water. Go to the cereal section really quick. It's top right. No, none of those.
Okay, all right.
I'm safe too.
Any of this?
No, is this all candy bars? Because just no.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is it all candy bars? Yeah. Okay, so none of
What
those.
else we got?
I don't drink
You don't drink
coffee.
coffee. All
Okay,
right.
hold on. Go to this.
DiGiorno?
No, I don't have any of that stuff. Well, I don't know.
Anything from Libby's?
I didn't know Maggie was owned by Nestle. Jeez.
You want to know the cheat code to this? Why I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Why?
Because I eat chicken rice.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Yeah, but Maggie's like a
Cultus Lake.
seasoning. It's like MSG and brown.
Oh, seasoning. That's gonna be. I don't
That's what was really surprising.
I don't have that particular.
No, none of
seasoning.
those.
Keep going.
God, it doesn't stop.
I don't have meal replacements. This looks like meal replacements.
Okay, all right.
Healthier and healthy nutrition, ice cream,
Okay.
pet care. No.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Anything from Purina?
Purina for me, I
Nope.
think.
I didn't know that was Nestle,
Yeah, Purina 1.
but no, yeah, I think
Cool.
I'm
I'm
good.
throwing that out and the cat because it's touched Nestle now. New cat. New
Oh
cat.
my goodness.
I ruined it.
My point is
Soiled
just
it.
that if you're gonna be like, no, you can't.
No, my problem
Yeah.
isn't even who it's supporting.
Sure.
My problem is that it has hydration claims that are not based on the ingredients. Not good.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was good for you. I said it tastes good.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably does. It just doesn't really do the thing that it's trying to
Sure.
publicly accomplish.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean,
That's my only I
does
don't
Gatorade?
care.
Should we carry Gatorade?
Actually, I think Gatorade is pretty good.
Is-
It has a lot of
got a lot of
flavorants
sugar in it.
but it does have a significant amount of hydration stuff in it. It has good salts and things.
No, who are they? Are they Pepsi?
I don't know.
Is Powerade is Pepsi, I think. Gatorade is Coke.
PepsiCo.
And like
So Powerade's Coke?
so
Yep.
many so many food brands are like so bad. I'm not trying to take that stance. There's no part of me that's like Logan Paul is more evil than Nestle or whatever else.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. That's whatever.
Wait, how do you even know about the Prime in the how do they know about the
I have no idea.
what's
Was
going
it in
on
some
here?
video or a picture or something?
It's in a video that's coming out.
I think it's a picture on the Facebook
Picture?
page.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
maybe that.
Oh.
So watch the food theory video. I didn't actually, but
Hold
I'm
on.
sure it's probably pretty good.
Here it is. Oh, that's right. No, we talked about it. Okay, so the video is coming. Dun dun dun. Smash Champs August update. Oh my god.
Unreleased content on WAN Show.
No.
A leak from the chief vision officer.
Oh wait, this could be a problem. One sec.
What did you just do?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Save.
As a University of Florida, as
got him.
a University of Florida hands off our Gatorade. But you don't want to sell things? Also, you are a single unit of University of Florida.
Boom, got him.
Get wrecked.
Anyway,
Get wrecked.
so yeah, this is going to be a really great video. It starts with Dan getting an error when he tries to let me into the building.
Oh, this is one where it all goes wrong constantly.
Yeah. It's going to be really good. You guys are really going to enjoy it, but you're going to enjoy it when we release it, not now. I get to play some badminton. We show the court cameras.
Yeah, you got to play badminton like 4 times because I'm incompetent. Sorry.
Yeah, Dan needed me to do a lot of takes of this because he kept not actually recording the take.
It had been set up for 4 hours.
That's funny.
And I had never tested that.
That's funny.
So that was
Nice,
pretty
it's funny.
exciting. Okay, wait for
Oh, that did make it in.
Let's
Cool.
go. Yeah, of course it made it in.
Nice.
Oh yeah, is this legitimately unlisted, by the way?
Nope. It's
Okay.
private now.
Cool. All right.
Yeah,
So
don't
that's
worry.
what you did.
Yeah. I said it was
Nice,
private
nice,
already.
Nice.
Don't you even worry, I got you.
Very good.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
You're going to answer another merch message.
Oh yeah, hit me.
Hey, D to the LL. in terms of scalability, do you see WAN Show growing bigger with other hosts or production value, or do you enjoy it being just the three of you?
No, I can't think of a production at Linus Media Group that has gotten less support for expanding from me than the WAN Show.
It's all held together back here with rubber bands and paper.
Look at our set. Like, seriously.
It's not good.
It's a wall.
There's so many wrinkles on this.
I'm not even talking about the quality of the wall. I'm just like, look at the...
Go watch 5 seconds of the yard and then come back.
I don't know. This view looks great.
Look at the space we dedicate.
That's sick.
Dude, he's got a human organ bag behind him.
And then we go to the Linus's. Oh, second wall.
Hold on. What about random merch? There. Boom.
Nice.
There.
Nice.
Set deck.
Blurry
set
merch.
Decoration. Blurry merch.
Nice.
Blurch.
I
just go between you as you talk.
If you poured too much production value into WAN, it would get significantly worse.
Yeah.
I feel that very strongly.
I support Luke's viewpoint because I don't want to spend anything on WAN.
Yeah, but also, like, dude, if
It's a vibe.
you try to make the news sections more structured or even more planned out, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
People want it to go off the rails. People like it being fun,
Oh.
including me.
Speaking of off rails, you guys were noticing this last week. I have some bad news. There's a little line in it.
It's so minute.
You're probably not going to be able to see it, but basically where the plastic flows in, where's the gate on this piece of the mold? I think it's actually at the bottom.
What the gate is.
The gate's where the plastic shoots into the mold. I think it's on this side. Anyway, the point is that where the plastic flows and meets on the flat of the screwdriver, there's a little line that looks like a scratch down the 2 of the 3 flat sides. And the only reason it doesn't show on the 1 flat side is because that's where the 2 halves of the mold meet. So there's already a line there. There's already a seam. But it basically just looks like a little scratch here and a little scratch here. But the problem is that the scratch goes all the way through. So you can never get rid of it. It's there. And it just looks like it's scratched out of the box. And that's why transparent screwdriver is not dead, but certainly not happening anytime soon.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind the little line, but the problem is we can say that and WAN chat can say that.
Yeah.
And then some user's going to get it and see the line
and RMA it. And then we're going to say, no, we had it disclaimed on the product page. And they're going to say, but what about the Trust Me Bro guarantee? And I'm going to not want to deal with that.
Yep. So product doesn't get released.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Hey, Linus, missed the days of needing a PCI card for everything because I could have a cool computer with all the gadgets.
Nice.
Where can I get that nowadays? What else has that nerdy customization energy?
Framework laptop, investment disclosure.
Old cars.
You can get all kinds of cool modules
computers
and stuff. Whether you need them or not, I don't know. Well, that's up to you. But you can definitely get them. What else has that?
Get a modular synth and then not be able to afford anything ever again.
Dan. You're supposed to use it for the work, and you're supposed to bill people properly for the work so that you can afford the modular synth. It's supposed to be a return on investment.
You didn't buy music from me. You don't know how much that costs.
Okay, do you bill those hours a lot more than you tried to bill me?
You bought a service.
Okay, yeah, but it all comes down to hours, Dan. It all comes down to hours and expertise. You have to bill the hours appropriate for the level of expertise. How is
this fight still going on?
Because Dan hasn't internalized that he lost yet.
That he lost?
Yeah, because you have to account for the sporadicness of the work. So the level of expertise and how feast and famine it is, you got to account for that. You got to have smoothing in your billing. You got to smooth over the parts where it's the famine with the feast and the cats to protect the granary. That's why I have so many of them.
This is good advice. You should, if you do freelance, listen to this.
No, that's true. I can't tell if he's mocking me or not.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to look at his face.
I'm not mocking you.
Keep the tone up and keep talking about this subject and then just sell courses.
Dude, I could make so much money selling courses.
Infinite money.
Dude, it doesn't, no offense, it doesn't look that hard.
Yeah.
I could do the music for them.
Colton's been trying to get me to do a course for literal years. Literal years.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, I'm like, nobody should buy a course from me. Everything that I am an expert on, I should give away for free. So, I don't know. I give up. But then he always says, no, people would pay for it. And I'm like, yeah, but like, then it would have to be really good. I think that's part of it. I get like anxiety. Like if it could just be like generic nonsense, but like with really high energy, I could do that so easy.
Oh yeah, but that's what most of them are.
I know that, but I couldn't take pride in that work.
No, I'm not saying you should actually do it. I'm saying if you did do it, you'd rake in the cash.
Dude, you know what I would be the best at
the
though?
right tone and stuff.
You know what I would be the best at? Is a televangelist.
Oh yeah.
I could crush that.
That's what you were built for.
Dude, it's so easy.
Told you, Cult.
Dude,
Why won't you listen?
it looks so
Linus
easy.
Tech Town, dude.
Yeah.
You're basically just like a well-kempt beggar. And you just like you just, man, dude, I went to church a lot of times in my life, okay? Do you know how easy it is to just crack open that book, read literally like 2 sentences? I could 100%. You don't even have to do the work anymore. You can just pop it in ChatGPT. Just be like, write a sermon about this. Because the message is usually only like 5 to 10 minutes. Dude, easy. I could do it. No problem. I'm ready.
I wonder if pastors are using ChatGPT.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Probably.
No, we actually talked about it on WAN Show before.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're just like, yeah, I need a Sunday message about like forgiveness, whatever. And ChatGPT will just be like, yeah, sure.
Boop.
This, and this. Dude, crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. Jesus.ai. I'm afraid to click this, but I'm going to do it.
It's just shrimp.
I'm clicking it.
Yeah, get out of there.
Not a good site. Don't go there.
Yeah, get out
Also,
of
you might be banned now. You're at least getting a little timeout. There.
Yikes.
Don't go to that site.
Hey, LLD, thoughts on computers going through the same fate as what GPUs did, going from upgradable to unupgradable, and the backlash Lunar Lake is getting on not supporting upgradable RAM?
You tweeted this at me. I literally replied to you.
They really liked their
I
question.
am sorry, I don't read your Twitter.
No, that person.
No, I know.
No, the answer.
Then I duplicated the message.
No, the answer was that we made that video. Hold on. Well, maybe they just want everyone to. Maybe
they think they have a great question. They want it answered in front of more people.
Yeah. So we made this video. The one and only Emily Young here. Okay, I just posted it in the chat. Wish nothing but the best for her, by the way. So yeah, we made this video. Build a PC while you still can. They're changing whether we like it or not. They're not going to be upgradable forever. All right, what's next?
WAN.dll, with the FTC finally waking up to the monopolies of Google, Apple, Meta, etc., and the EU pushing for stronger regulation, how does this end? Just more fines, or is something bigger coming?
Some breakups, maybe. I mean,
which could be good.
Yeah, I think it could probably be a good thing if some of these tech giants were broken up. Apple's a funny one because
it's a bit of a weird one though, because
they don't have that many products.
China's getting into the tech giant game.
Yeah,
so if
and they're not going to break them up.
Yep. So if you break up all the American companies and make them less competitive, that's a little weird. It's a little weird. I'm not sure what to do there.
Yeah.
Because they're already going, it seems pretty clear to me at least that they're going with a similar model to a lot of their other business, where they're like, we're pretty good, but we do everything and we're cheaper. So it's going to be a good decision for a lot of different companies. So if you break the other companies apart so they're less feature competitive and they're also still more expensive, then Yikes. That gets really rough.
Hey, Linus, I'm opening an entertainment/sports venue in October.
Oh, good for you.
I'm curious what kinds of ideas you have for your badminton grand opening, and if there's anything you really want to do but can't.
Ooh, we're kind of going to keep it small, I think. Like we're at our capacity. We're designed for like 6 times 14, like when it's 28 times 3. I don't know, whatever that works out to. So like 85 people, right? So we don't want like 500 people there, no matter what kind of grand opening it is. So we were kind of thinking like a hot dog barbecue in the parking lot, like, and you can come check it out.
It's probably
Only hot
gonna
dogs?
Get raided.
I didn't say what kind of hot dogs. They could have hamburger meat in them, okay?
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Sorry.
That was fast.
I'm sorry.
Next up.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna do
never mind.
we're gonna do a pretty small thing. So I don't
It's
really
gonna get raided.
I don't really have big plans.
Yeah, well, what about the... That's scary.
Well, they might just have to leave. Like we don't have any parking for like a whole bunch of people. So it is what it is.
You might need to almost like security it and be like, sorry, too many beeps. Because I'm worried about the city's reaction if it gets a little out of control.
Well, theoretically, they'll be there.
Yeah.
We invited the mayor.
Yeah. So I'm worried about the city's reaction if it gets out of control.
I'm honestly not that worried about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't show up if you're not gonna like play badminton.
Yeah, it's for badminton. That's it.
Yeah.
Hello, wan.dill.xee.ping. So many extra letters. When Linus says something, the community eventually comes around to his point of view. How much of that is just him bringing attention to something nobody else has noticed?
100%. Both the warranty thing and the ad block piracy thing were 100% just like, this is,
I still
don't
think
shoot the messenger.
the way that you packaged
Sure.
the
Yeah.
warranty thing.
Yeah. I'm not denying it. I did a bad job.
There's always, you taught me about optics. The
Yeah.
optics on that were real bad.
Yeah, I did a bad job.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Buy something from LTTstore.com?
I'm trying to buy a screwdriver or a pen.
Yeah. Look, the thing is, like, I'm live here, guys.
Scribedriver.
Guys, I'm live.
Yeah, the warranty one was persistent
mistakes.
across a couple events.
Yeah, but I was live every time.
That's probably fair enough.
And I'm not perfect. And sometimes I'm in my own narrow viewpoint with the context that I have that other people don't necessarily have.
Yeah.
And that I can't expect them to have, but that's pretty obvious to me. Like I get it.
You've been making content for a long time. There's a ridiculous amount of hours of your face on video. Sometimes things are going to be wrong. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think my personal favorite is the time we did a WAN Show topic where a guy bought a house with Bitcoin and we were like, yeah, but it'll never be used for anything real. Because it didn't seem like it would. I mean, even now, the transaction costs are so high that it's like woefully impractical, but I mean, people use it for stuff.
One day I'll find mine.
Nice.
Oh, no.
2009.
Bitcoins or dollars? Or the year?
When I started.
Oof.
350.
Bitcoins?
Somewhere in the world. On a hard drive.
No way, dude.
I started right at the beginning.
No way, dude.
Keeps me up at night sometimes.
350 coins.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they were like just coins back then. You could just, there was hundreds in a block.
Yikes.
This is a random number.
It's somewhere.
You have no idea where.
No?
How do you have no idea where?
It's 2009.
So what? I know where drives that I had in 2009 are.
I have checked
Does that
all
make
of
me
them.
weird?
I mean, they
Maybe
got
it does.
written over.
Oh, so
Oh.
it's probably
I have gone through all of them with like
Recovery tools?
FBI grade recovery tools looking for blocks and things like that. They're somewhere. Somewhere.
Bummer.
One day. They're probably on NiceHash. I should check.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably not, though.
Couple more. Hey, DLL. Luke, any advice on how to handle work when your natural workflow involves spikes of productivity, but management starts to expect consistent levels of productivity equal to your spikes?
That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't have any good advice for that.
I think I do.
Do your best. Be open and honest. That's all you can really do.
Start a communication with your manager about overall resulting productivity, not the productivity of every minute, and try to find trudge tasks, like tasks that, I don't know, maybe your job is to do.
Oh yeah, good distraction tasks are good.
Yeah.
Like when you're distracted anyway.
Yeah. So like things that you can kind of just get through, like maybe it's email, maybe it's something else where like, this is an annoying task anyways. And, maybe you can be, your mind is kind of somewhere else, but you'll feel yourself kind of click back in, and then you can get back to the main thing you're trying to work on. Like try to do something, even if it's not amazing. But yeah, try to show your overall productivity over the course of a week or a month or whatever you want to use for your time frame, and show that you're still doing well, and just explain, my brain works a little different, something like that.
This is the second message like this during this WAN show.
What?
Go ahead, Dan.
Are you sure?
I mean, I
It's
guess.
the second one?
It's the second one. You didn't see the one in Floatplane chat.
No, I didn't. The only baby name my wife and I could somewhat agree on is for our second baby is Linus. I promise it wasn't my idea. Does Linus give his blessing?
So just think about this. It's slang for penis. Just
Seems like a pretty good name to me.
throwing that out
If
there.
that's the case, sure, just line them up for success.
It's literally in like Ocean's 11 or something. Like Matt Damon refers to a penis as his Linus or something like that. Like this is actually a thing and no, it is absolutely a thing. I'm tired of arguing with you, Crystal.
Linusy. I thank you for that. That's great.
Yeah. So just consider that. It 100% is a thing. And in response to the person in Floatplane chat earlier who said, I'm going to say that my kid is named after the Charlie Brown character, can I at least give you guys an alternative, okay? Go with this guy. Way more important than me, okay? If you must name your child Linus, okay? 2 Nobel Prizes. Let's go. Okay? There you go. 1,200 papers and books. New Scientist called him one of the 20 greatest scientists of all time. This is apparently my namesake. So let's all just remember who the original Linus is. Actually, I think it's a biblical name. Hold on. Not an important character. Pope line. Oh yeah, there's Pope lines. No, it goes farther back than that.
I looked it up and found a Reddit thread from 11 years ago about this. And hilariously enough, people are talking about you in it. So you seem to be... Urban Dictionary also says it.
What is this?
Where
Hold
is
on.
it?
What? Billionaire?
There it is.
Slang for the penis. Yeah, there you go. Charlie Brown is slang for the balls. It is not. If Charlie Brown was slang for anything, it'd be a little further back than the balls.
Yeah, really. But yeah, I found this Reddit thread.
Yeah.
They thought it was lioness.
Yeah, I've gotten that a number of times.
But then there's people talking about you, because apparently you linked this thread.
I did? Oh.
Per Linus Sebastian of Linus Media Group from 3 years ago. And then it's kind of weird that Linus linked to this thread, and then apparently some tweet.
Dude, it's definitely a thing. Ocean's 11.
I feel like it's a thing, but it's a thing for like 4 people.
No, it's in a movie.
I haven't seen anyone refer to the Ocean's 11 thing.
It's a thing. Hold on. Man.
If it turns out that you're wrong, will you be disappointed?
If it turns out I'm wrong, it's a thing.
Do you want your name to be penis?
No, nobody. No, Peter doesn't. Dick doesn't. None of them want it.
I mean, it might not be that bad.
Unless they do.
Hey, how do you get Dick from Richard?
Yes.
Yeah, ask him nicely. It's an old one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not finding anything about this.
Maybe Ocean's 12. It's in one of them. They definitely say that. It's definitely a thing.
We need the Floatplane chat to research this and come back to us next week.
Arrested Development? Was it Arrested Development?
That Reddit thread that apparently you linked to was a Arrested Development Reddit thread. Buster referred to his dong that way.
It's definitely a thing. Trust me, it's a thing. I searched for Linus penis, and now I am on the LTT OnlyFans.
I thought we closed that down.
I think it is.
Yeah, we did, but I think you can still maybe find an archive of it. Anyway, speaking of things on Reddit.
Apple's AI notification summaries. McDonald's, coffee, ruined Mercedes, abandoned Schlitterbahn. Linus Active's dead! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's rough.
I didn't...
Yeah.
Pre-recorded WAN Show.
The conspiracy theorists have so much ammo now. Oh, no.
It's been a rough day.
This is
I mean,
why
you had a
shouldn't
bad
work
week.
from home.
Mine's much worse.
I mean, or better, you don't have to come to work on Tuesday.
Nice. And
It's all coming up.
So sincere. that nice was so sincere.
And it's nice that this is the end of the show. We'll see you guys again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye!
Oh, apparently Ludwig was in an accident? Oh, dude, he got into a car accident. He's okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Good.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm glad to hear that.
That he's good.
Yeah.
Not
No,
that he was in
not
an
that.
accident.
Don't be a dick.
Hey, you might have been.
Don't be a Linus.